This program contains adult content.
Is there a God?
Big atheist.
Really?
What, am I an idiot? Come on.
That yes, it would be nice if you could throw your sins and your responsibilities on someone else. But it's not true.
It looks like far-left lunacy.
I don't believe that it's true that religion is moral or ethical.
You don't need to follow anybody!
It's not human intelligence!
If someone doesn't value logical consistency, what logical argument are you going to give them that will demonstrate that they should?
Welcome to the Godless Rebelution. Today's
March?
Tuesday. No, Monday. No,
Today's
Tuesday.
Monday.
Today's Monday.
Today's Monday.
It's Monday.
It's Monday.
I had the day
feels
off.
like it.
And a shit ton of things to do today, so my mind has been scrambled for the past month or so, just trying to do all the things. But
You're not alone.
yeah, my name is Dan, and this is episode number 200.
Woohoo!
Yay! And then that'll be over, and then we'll start counting up from there. Also, we're about to enter into season 5,
Which is fucking insane. Yeah, because
which will start at the end of next month. Or by the time this goes out, it'll be the end of April, basically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Will be the start of season 5. Woo!
Crazy, man.
That's a long time.
It is.
We have some feedback from listeners this evening. We also have a bunch of fantastic clips that Matt has been kind enough to compile for us. We are going to talk about some other stories and stuff while we're doing all of this,
But it's mainly going to be a clip show of highlights that Matt pulled out of shows that you should chuckle at and maybe pee your pants.
yeah, sorry, I'm just fucking, my mind is gone, man. We're getting ready for the, well, okay, so I'll start.
Yeah,
we're
okay.
getting ready to go to Oklahoma City for the American Atheist Convention, and that, we've got to pack everything tomorrow and then head out, Tracy and I, to Oklahoma on Wednesday. And the last week has been trying to get everything together for the casino night fundraiser that Atheists of Utah did on Saturday.
Which was fun.
Saw Ryan there.
I was able to
Sarah.
make it there because I'll tell that my story.
Well, that was fun. That was that was a good time, I think.
Yeah.
I think everybody who came had a good time.
I know Sarah showed up and she's like, "Yay, they got bingo. There's something for me." And then she never left the blackjack table.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's like, "This is fun."
I was playing poker most of the night and was doing really well. And apparently there were some people who went to go purchase more chips because I had cleaned them out, and because they said, "Yeah, I got to buy more chips because Dan took all my money." Then Summer came over and told me that I needed to move to a different table. That I needed to go somewhere else and do some things.
You were just helping raise money for Atheists of Utah.
She's like, "You're supposed to be mingling," and I'm like, "I'm mingling with the people here at the table. This is great."
I came up and talked to you when I first got there when you were at the table.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
well, and it was right there by the entrance.
Yeah.
So as people were walking by, I was saying hello and
You can't miss that ginger beard.
greeting them and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Well, so Tracy and I had gone to dinner earlier in the week. On Thursday, we went out to
Yeah, that restaurant you mentioned last week.
Silver Star Cafe.
Oh,
Jesus fucking Christ, man. I swear my brain scrambled. So we went to Silver Star Cafe on Thursday, where Chef Dave Bible makes some mean grub, man. It was so fucking good.
Wait, what's his name?
Dave Bible.
Really?
Yeah.
His last name is Bible?
Uh-huh.
New or old?
Yeah. An atheist. He doesn't go by Dave Bible on Facebook, I think, because he got maybe tired of hearing.
Yeah.
You really? Dave Bible? You're an atheist?
Yeah, that's like I got a buddy that just retired from the Orem Police Department named Crook.
Oh, really? Oh, man.
Officer
Crook.
Yep.
That'd be rough. But yeah, so we went up there for dinner and then had a fabulous, fantastic, amazing meal. From there, we went to Zermatt and picked up a gift certificate that we had purchased for the big prize at the end of the casino night. It was kind of funny. We walked in and asked, we walked up to the front desk and I said, "Oh, yeah, well, we're here to pick up a gift certificate that was purchased. And so we just need to pick that up and go." And Tracy said, "We want to make sure that there's no name on it because it's being used as a gift for somebody else. We want to make sure that, there's no name on the certificate itself.
Yeah.
And she said, well, okay, well, what should it be under? And I said, well, was probably left under Dan Ellis because I was the one who was going to go pick it up. And so she roots through her stuff and pulls out this envelope, and she pulls out the gift card. And at the bottom, it just said, from Atheists of Utah. So it didn't have a to, and at the bottom it said, to blank, and then from Atheists of Utah. And she's like, oh yeah, it looks like the to is blank, and then it says here, and she wouldn't even fucking say the word. She just turned it to us and pointed at it and said, is this okay?
Yes, that's how it should be.
And Tracy and I would just kind of rolled our eyes and we're like, yeah, that's fine. And we walk out and I'm like, she couldn't say the word atheist? Grow the fuck up, man. Jesus
yeah, we have to
Christ.
say Christian shit all the time.
Yeah, I was like, you can't say the word atheist as it's spelled out, even in your place of employment where this is a customer coming to pick this up. That's so off-putting for you that you can't say the word. Jesus Christ, man. It really bothered me. I was just like, how old is this person?
Right.
Yeah. And if someone comes in to use that gift certificate to the place when whoever won it, and then if she's working there again, they hand it to her, she's like, oh, they're getting shitty service.
Well, to be fair, though, 40 in Utah Mormon years is 20 years everywhere else.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was fun. The casino night was a lot of fun. Dinner with Dave was a whole lot of fun. Looking forward to going to Oklahoma City. And that's all I've got. Who's next?
Well, my house is about 99% packed.
Yeah.
U-Haul truck tomorrow.
Cool.
And then just dealing with the fucking inspectors.
Yeah.
So that's why I took off on Saturday.
Ah.
Because
you should have been working.
I should have been working.
Yeah.
Then we got the report back from the VA inspector, and he was a fucking Nazi. Yeah. He was no Inspector Gadget.
Oh, that's
Gadget.
Yeah, just like the littlest thing. So I had to go and do some concrete work and do some grading in the backyard and stuff. So like little crack in the concrete, that's a tripping hazard.
Mm-hmm.
Along the side of the house, there were some paver blocks, which I plan on using. There's our tripping hazards. I'm like, so I just restacked them and reorganized them. I'm like, is that a tripping hazard now?
For somebody really tall who's walking right next to your house, maybe.
I took off to go because my buddy was going to be able to come by the house and help with doing all this stuff. So we took care of that stuff Saturday. Then packing yesterday, packing all day today, picking up the U-Haul truck tomorrow.
Packing.
And moving.
Yay! And then unpacking. Well, you'll be at work. Sarah will be unpacking.
I'll be unpacking important stuff like booze.
Oh.
And something to wear.
Fantastic.
And computer because I needed my video game.
So by next week, so we'll be shifting our recording day starting with the next episode also.
Yeah.
So we're recording tonight on Monday. Tracy and I are flying out on Wednesday. We return the following Monday, and then we shift recording day to Friday. So there will be a period of time where you may not see a new episode, like a week or so, maybe?
Maybe just yeah.
Might be a little gap after this one drops.
Yeah. But it's just because we're shifting the day that we're recording to be almost a week later. Instead of the beginning of the week, it'll be the end of the week.
Yeah.
And then I'll have to change the day that the show goes out and all that kind of stuff. But you all are used to that by now. Come on.
Yeah, they're all used to my schedule. Why aren't you, Matt?
Oh, I'm used to it. I'm just the one that gets fucked by it more than anybody else.
Well, we're going back to the one you like, where we can record on Fridays.
Yeah,
again.
Friday is good.
Yeah. So that'll be fun. And what have you done?
Well, I have a couple of things. One of them I'm debating whether or not to do. The other one I'm not going to do, but...
Well, it's a good thing you told us that you're not going to do it.
Oh, it's just dumb.
Yeah?
Let us be the judge of that.
Well, I'll say this, though. So, Thursday... my phone rang when I was at work, which doesn't happen a lot, but when I saw that it was my dad, that's unusual, because...
You're like, oh, what did mom do now?
Yeah, they never... I honestly tried to remember the last time my mom called me, and I can't.
Oh, wow.
Not in the phone that I have now.
Huh.
Sometime before then.
And you've had that one for a while.
Yeah. It's been a few years, we'll say.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's weird. So I go up and answer it. And so obviously, first thing I'm like, well, I don't know if this is my mom or my dad, because they have only a landline. So I answer it, and it's my dad. And I'm like, okay, so Is everything okay? Well, not really. Your mom's not doing too good. The doctor didn't refill some of her meds, and she's been having a hard time. So she's just been in bed. She hasn't really eaten or had anything to drink or gone to the bathroom since Thursday.
The prior Thursday?
Like a week prior Thursday? Because he called you on Thursday,
like
right?
5 days before the call.
Huh.
He's like, she's just been vomiting like every few minutes, and he's like, she's dry, but she's like ice cold to touch her, but
that she's dead.
But you can't. That's what I said. I was like, is she breathing? And he said, yeah, she's breathing. And I'm like, he's like, but she just feels like she's burning up. I can't even put a sheet over her, even though she's freezing cold to touch. She's got the window open and the fan on. They live in northern Minnesota, so the window open in March.
Yeah,
it's cool. It's cool. Yeah. And so he's like, yeah, I just didn't really, because my parents are frustrating, but they will like do not want to call 911 ever. Like, do you remember the last time when they called on for my mom and she was all mad? She's like, they should have to have the EMTs come back and put everything back in place after they're in. Like, fucking.
Oh, right. Yeah, I remember you telling us about that. Or complaining about them making a mess of the house.
Life, yeah. So I just had him run some like basic like the PMS and like check for, I don't know, they call it something else now, don't they?
What is PMS for?
Like
your motor functions.
Yeah, and then also like the cap refill.
Yeah,
I had him do that.
Well, like I'm thinking premenstrual syndrome or whatever it is. What is or post?
It's just going through checks to see if someone's okay or not.
But you don't know what it stands for, like
motor sensory. What's the P?
Person.
It's perfusion.
Oh yeah, okay. So anyway, I just had him run some of those to. We don't have to know what it's called. We just know what it does.
That's the way most of those things go. So I'm like, so this one I do. I squeeze this, I pull this, I look at that. Yeah. Good.
Yeah. So all of that was working or whatever, and so I'm like, there's not really, her cap refill was like 1 to 2 seconds. So I'm like, that's actually better than I thought it was going to be. So I'm like, get her some fucking water.
Yeah.
Give her water.
With electrolytes if she's vomiting.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, I thought he was like, I thought that would just induce more vomiting. And I'm like, it might, but since you have an unlimited supply, it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
So
it's better if a little stays in and some comes out
exactly.
than nothing at all.
And not only that, he's like, she's thrown up so much that her lips are like all burned and everything from the acid.
Oh, Jesus.
And I'm like, yeah, so get her water, dilute the acids, like fucking, get some hydration in her.
Or go to the hospital so they can put an IV in her arm so she can get some actual fluids.
That's what she needed was an IV, I know.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, go do that, keep track of how, like, what kind of a volume she's taking in or like how long she's accepting it before vomiting again or whatever, and then call me back if stuff gets worse or whatever. So before the day was out, he called me back and said she's actually doing a lot better, that she had progressed to cold and clammy, but she was, so
now she's just clammy because she's rehydrated.
Yeah, exactly. So her skin wasn't as dry and stuff, and she was starting to warm up and stuff inside. So that was all good. And then first thing the next morning, he calls me again, and he's like, I had to call 911 last night. So I'm like, yeah, you should have done that 3 days ago, 4 days ago.
I'm like, you don't have to call 911. Just take her to the fucking ER.
She can't leave. She can't leave the house on her own. He can't carry her. He's 70. So he's like, last night he said that she was vomiting less with the water, actually, which was good, but she had to pee. So he got the wheelchair so he could get her into the bathroom, and she stood up and then passed out and fell into the chair. And he said she was just dead weight, like he couldn't do anything with her. And then he said she finally came to, and he would talk to her, and then she would answer and then smile and then ask a question, and then he would answer it, and then she would ask the same question, and then he would answer it, and she just kept asking the same question over and over again.
Was she having a stroke?
He doesn't know. So that's why he called the 911 or whatever.
Yeah.
So they brought her to the hospital in town, and they're like, we don't, have the facility for what she needs, so they sent her to Fargo. And when she got there, her kidneys were operating at 17%. She has cirrhosis. She has of the liver. She has fluid around her heart and unknown brain damage, plus an infection somewhere that they didn't know where.
Jesus.
So
cirrhosis. Is she a drinker?
No.
Was this all due to an infection that they were letting progress?
I would imagine that the kidneys were mostly due to the dehydration because they're starting to come back now. And the liver, I think, is probably just from 30 plus years of pharmaceutical use or abuse.
But then you get the water around the heart and the brain damage that
I don't know.
There's some of those viruses that you can catch that actually fucking kill your brain. Or if she had a stroke and she's lost function in her brain.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't have all the answers yet, but yeah. So that happened.
Wow. I'm sorry, man. That sucks. But she's getting better. She's still in the hospital?
Yeah. For the sake of my dad, who waits on her hand and foot constantly because they don't have any other help, I hope that she either makes a full recovery or doesn't recover at all.
Yeah.
Doesn't even leave the hospital.
Yeah.
Just stays in assisted living.
Or dies, I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the two, because anywhere in between just puts even more pressure on my already starting to fail father.
Yeah.
But
damn.
And then one other thing. Are you guys familiar with paper towns?
I figured they would blow over really easily and rain would fuck them up.
't why we don't see them much anymore.
Oh, is this real?
No.
Oh. I was like, wait a second.
So, cartographers, when maps were like, big deal and people had to make them by hand, cartographers would add like a little fictitious road or make up like a tiny little town. So it was only a town that existed on paper.
Okay.
It wasn't in real life. And the reason why they would do that, they would just put one flaw in somewhere so that if another cartographer or company was plagiarizing, then they could have claim to a copyright suit by saying, see, I put this bullshit thing in there that doesn't exist. And they copied that straight over.
On their map.
And it's on their map too.
Those sneaky cartographers.
Yeah, it's clever. But
how does that help the guys? And I'm looking at a map, it's like, fuck, man, I've been out in the wilderness for 20 days. I'm fucking dying. Wait.
Looks like
according
I just
to my
need to
map,
get over this ridge.
There's a little town on the other side of the ridge. It looks small, but it'll have supplies, and I will make it. And he gets over the ridge, like, fucking cartographer putting in his fucking copyright town.
Well, yeah, I guess that one guy's fucked.
Should have been better prepared.
Yeah.
Well, he was prepared. He had a map.
So like the idea of a paper town protecting property, your map, your copyright works whether you put something in intentionally or not, even if it's wrong.
Okay.
Right. So you don't even have to do it on purpose. If you make a mistake and that mistake gets copied, you can still tell.
Yeah.
Right.
Even if it's just a spelling error.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And so, the relevance is that any error or oddity that's found in both the Bible and the Book of Mormon shows that Joseph Smith was more than just inspired, that he was absolutely plagiarizing.
Yeah.
Because God wouldn't make the same mistake twice. He shouldn't even make one, right?
True.
So if there's a mistake in the Bible and you find that also in the Book of Mormon, especially since Joseph Smith used the King James Version, which was 1611, and the Nephites who supposedly wrote the book on the brass plates hundreds of years before the King James Bible even existed. So if there are errors in the King James Bible that appear in the Book of Mormon, there's no way around it.
Yeah, then you know that they came
plagiarized
from the King James Bible, right?
Yeah. I just thought it was interesting.
Oh.
Because Danielle was reading a book in book club called Paper Towns.
Huh.
And so I was like, what is that all about? And then she was telling me about it. I was like, oh, it's really interesting. And I'm like, wait a second.
That is very interesting. So do you know any specific example?
I should have looked for that, but it just came up yesterday. So, but yeah, because there's a whole section in Alma. Is it Alma where he quotes Isaiah? Anyway, there's also a section in Jacob, I think, where there's these huge parts where people in the Book of Mormon are supposedly quoting the same things that were written in the Bible or whatever. So there's these huge chunks that are directly pulled from the Bible. And it's written as if some Book of Mormon prophet is exclaiming this. So Joseph Smith probably would have been pulling that from his King James version, which means if there's an error in any of those, we could probably find it in the Book of Mormon.
Uh-huh.
Which would prove at least that part of it's plagiarized directly.
Huh. Yeah.
Which calls into question the entire fucking thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you just had a birthday.
Yeah, I did.
Mr. Duffy, how old are you now?
34.
That was on Friday, right?
That was on Thursday.
Yeah. Well, happy 34th.
Thank you.
You're
Super good segue.
You're a young feller. Well, I was going to say, I yesterday went to my mother's birthday party. Her birthday's on the 24th, but because we had the casino night and everything, we held off until yesterday for her party. And I always forget that my children, or at least one of my children, listens to the podcast.
Oh.
But so Gray was saying that he really enjoyed the episode with Bryce. And so when Matt brought that up, I was like, oh yeah.
That was a really good one.
Yeah, that was fun. I like Bryce a lot.
Yeah.
Hey, Dan, Ryan, and Matt. It's X from the Utah Outcasts podcast and YouTube channel. It's been really great getting to know all three of you and having you as one of the main drives for getting me back into podcasting. I've been a fan since I found you guys. I've listened to every episode, including the Free Will episodes, and I've had the distinguished honor of being a guest on the show a number of times. With the most recent, or at least the last two that I can think of, had me spilling beer in the studio, even though I hadn't had much to drink at all. Damn my luck. So I appreciate the friendships the three of you have given me, and I really enjoy having a great relationship with the other atheist podcasters within this great state of Zion. So here's to you three, celebrating your 200th episode. I wish you all the best and brightest in the future.
All right, Matt, what have you got for us tonight?
It's a funny one.
Oh, I want laughs.
I like funny things.
It's a little sad too, but...
So we're going to laugh and cry?
No, you're not going to cry.
Okay.
Maybe Ryan won't.
Better not fucking cry. It's been a good long time since we've had some NBA science, but Jordan Clarkson's concept of evolution makes Kyrie Irving's flat Earth look like it was written by Albert Einstein. Clarkson was a guest on the Road Trippin' podcast with Richard Jefferson, Channing Frye, and Allie Clifton when he unleashed his personal belief of dinosaurs and humans on the world.
Oh, he doesn't believe they were both here at the same time, does he?
Clarkson, I don't believe in dinosaurs either.
Oh.
Well, actually, I do. I believe that, okay, this is going to get a little bit crazy. I'm going to take y'all little left on this. Y'all know how we got dogs and stuff, right?
Oh, no.
So I think there was bigger people on the world before us, and like the dinosaurs, was they pets? So how big were these people? Well, you look at a dinosaur, they might be 3 times bigger than them. Okay, and this is apparently him not realizing that dinosaurs range in size from chicken to 220,000 pounds.
Yeah, like...
And so what happened to all of the... Like, we have dinosaur skeletons and bones.
The host pressed Clarkson and asked why we don't have the bones of these giant humans.
Okay. Yeah. Or why haven't we found a collar on a fucking T-Rex yet?
But couldn't get a solid response. The podcast went off the rails a little bit. At one point, the idea that Elvis wasn't real came up. Apparently, he was just a character played by people. But in any event, it's this quote-unquote scientific theory of giant humans with dinosaurs on leashes that I'd like to explore. The Tyrannosaurus Rex was 17 feet tall on average and weighed roughly 16,000 pounds. This means that Clarkson's human would need to be 50 feet tall and weigh 48,000 pounds, approximately the size of a humpback whale. Humpback whales eat 5,000 pounds of food a day, so... This idea would have to assume humans were hunting and eating dinosaurs.
Yes.
And to get enough nutrients to survive. But I did more math on this because they used a T-Rex, which is a rather medium-sized dinosaur.
Yeah, you go with the big giant herbivores.
Yeah, so I did the math for a titanosaur. And the human that had one of those guys as a pet, according to Clarkson, would be 334 feet tall and weigh roughly 750,000 pounds.
Oh, that's a fucking skyscraper.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's like the Empire-
660,000 pounds.
It's like the Empire State Building walking down the street.
Did he say where he's getting this information or what he's basing these opinions on?
Furthermore, not only is there no fossil evidence, but there's no evidence of giant human tools to accommodate their size, signs of dwellings that would hold people this big, or any sign at all that they existed. Clarkson also believes there are aliens, but they're just people looking for shit.
Lost my keys.
Meanwhile, his Lakers teammate, Larry Nance Jr., thinks the moon landing was fake, but does believe in mermaids.
Oh my God.
Never stop being weird and wonderful, NBA.
Well, that's why. Have you seen? So
it does not justify his claims.
No, not at all.
Way.
But there was the biblical accounts of that giant person. I can't remember what the fuck is his name.
The Nephilim.
Yeah, the one. There's even the whole rumor, the whole thing of the Nephilim guy in Afghanistan that the soldiers killed, which was fucking crazy enough as it was with their people accounting the story, which were total bullshit. But you've seen the photos where people are like, see, it's true. They're excavating one of the bodies, and it's got a guy sitting there by a hole, and they're like sweeping off a giant skull. What people forget to realize is this is the internet, and there's a lot of websites that host photoshopping competitions. And if you go back to like 2004 or 3 or whatever it was, there was a photoshopping competition for making these fucking giants that are buried in the earth. And you go back to that contest website, and it's like, yeah, here's all the entries, and here's what you're showing examples of as being true giants. This is part of a Photoshop contest, and it's been circulating the internet for the last fucking 15 years.
Yep.
And they just thought they'd pull a fast one.
Well, it's all, I see them come up all the time, like the same fucking ones by a different Christian fuckhole on Facebook saying, see, look, it's true, the Bible's true, here's the evidence. Like, no, dude, that's fucking fake. Look it up.
It's garbage.
Yeah.
Huh. I have some interesting points about the number 200.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, that seems particularly relevant this evening.
Yeah. This one is the non-skeptic's guide to the number 200. What does the Bible say about it? The symbolic meaning of 200 in the Bible is that of insufficiency.
What? 200 seems like a very sufficient number. 200 of anything is sufficient.
A man named Achan, seeing among the spoils of Jericho 200 shekels of silver and other goods, takes them in spite of the Lord's command not to do so. Joshua finds out about the theft, and after feeding the goods to Achan's tent, has him stoned to death.
Well, is it really a theft? Did someone offer the money to him?
This teaches the insufficiency of money to save someone from the consequences of sin.
Uh-huh.
Fuck. I'm betting 200 shekels made you a fucking Trump millionaire at that time.
Probably. What does sunsigns.org say about 200? Your guardian angels want you to know that you have witnessed the growth of your faith each day, and they are impressed. Angel number 200 shows that they are impressed by your efforts to stay in the right path and to maintain your enthusiasm. They've been watching your relationship with God blossom and know how much you've paid close attention to it. For this, they applaud you. The angel number 200 connection you have since the angel number 200 connection you have since created will lead you to enjoy life and find it more fulfilling. No, that did not make sense.
No. I mean, Angel 200 sounds like an AA type thing, like, welcome to day 200. You've been clean and sober. You found Jesus.
Here's your new chip.
Yeah.
And in numerology, according to R. Allenby, it is the duality in the creature, duality of tendencies, magnetic polarities, poles of homology, sexuality, but not duality of constitution. Soul-body, as claims Descartes in the official church.
It sounded like he just...
Are you guys following this?
I think he opened a dictionary and just vomited the words out that he ate.
Like, I know I've heard all of those words, and I know what those words mean, but I don't know what they mean put together.
Come on, keep up, Dan. Here, I'll read the next part. Correspond to the Hebraic letter Resh, associated with the 20th mystery of the Tarot, the Judgment. That is to say, the upheaval and the antagonism.
Associated with the 20th.
Now,
right?
Yeah,
but
20th,
not the
but
200th. Well, it's just missing one zero. I mean,
yeah. Weird. All right, enough of that bullshit.
All right.
Here's some interesting actual facts about 200.
Okay.
Quarter of the world's wealth is controlled by just 200 companies.
Ooh.
A quarter of the world's wealth?
I thought it would be fewer.
200 miles a day was the average daily distance covered by the Pony Express.
That's actually a lot.
By like the entire, but that's the entire Pony Express across the nation.
Oh. It's still a lot because a horse
It's a
can't
lot.
go that far. I mean, it's 200 miles when you're on a horse.
Well, it's not one guy.
No, but even, I mean, horses don't really travel that far.
Yeah, they fucking do.
Like 15 miles with someone on their back and wait. That's why all the fucking outlaws had extra horses waiting for them in the desert.
Well, but still, 200 miles spread out across the entire country.
Now you gotta think, not the entire country, because a lot of it wasn't inhabited yet.
And a lot of it wasn't actually the United States during part of that.
True.
Huh.
So basically from the Mississippi over.
Huh.
Each dandelion flower head produces 200 seeds.
Now, that I find hard to believe. None of them produce 201 or 199.
I'm sure it's roughly 200, yeah. 200 Japanese executives die on the golf course each year.
I believe that.
That seems like a lot.
You believe
but
that, but you don't believe dandelions have 200 seeds?
Yeah, because Japanese, they have a tendency to be way overworked. So a lot of them just die at their desks.
Are horses overworked?
Yeah, and they die too.
Okay, so then you don't think they could cover 200 miles?
Not a
day.
I mean, it'd be a
on the
lot
Pony
of
Express?
horses. A lot of horses would have to do that. And I don't think a lot of people wanted that job.
In Greek mythology, Typhon the Titan, father of all monsters, had 200 fire-flashing eyes. 2 for each of his 100 heads.
Oh.
200 fire-flashing eyes.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be hot.
In 1927, Henry Seagrave became the first person to drive a car over a kilometer course at an average speed greater than 200 miles an hour.
What year was that?
27.
Oh, wow.
There are only about 200 white tigers in the world.
Oh.
Well, Siegfried and Roy should be happy. Well, one of them anyway should be happy that their number is not great.
Yeah, but their number would have been greater if they didn't keep that one and have it eat their guy, and they probably had to euthanize that lion.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to that lion.
I don't know either, but usually when one of those things happens, usually when an animal munches down a human being, they kill the animal.
Well, yeah, I know that he did not blame the animal at all for it. So.
Yeah,
no, because you're keeping a wild animal in your. It wasn't actually in their house, was it?
I don't know.
I don't remember how he got bit by it because I know they would bring him on for
stage.
the show. It was on stage?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, I didn't realize that. Because I knew they're part of their stage show, but where they kept him otherwise, that's what I did.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to it.
They seem like crazy enough to people to put him in their fucking house anyways.
In the year 200 AD, Clement of Alexandria denounced the use of musical instruments to accompany human voices in Christian churches.
That's Satan's plan right there.
Yeah, can't have any of this rock and roll.
No accompaniment, voices only.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the first Max exodus from church.
And this is just the number 200 in the news today. America's oldest gunmaker, Remington, files for bankruptcy after 200 years in business.
I saw that.
Yay!
That's why when I saw it, I didn't know if that was real or not. I kind of read the article a little bit, but I'm like, I don't know if I believe this yet. But yeah, that's...
Yep. 200 roosters have been detained by an Arkansas sheriff.
Did he handcuff each of them with little cuffs?
No, but they are in jail.
What did they do? What was their
Cockfighting.
Oh.
Evidence.
Well, they should have known better.
Yeah.
Those roosters.
That's going to be a shitty cell.
Yeah.
Bunch of dicks in there.
Yeah.
Cocks, anyway.
Fucking peckers. Fire kills 64 people and 200 animals in Russian shopping mall.
Oh, no.
Oh, I saw something about that. Apparently all the doors, like the emergency exit doors and all that kind of stuff, are blocked or locked, so people couldn't get out.
Supply chain cyber attacks up 200%.
We have those regulations for a reason, man.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is Russia. They don't have the same regulation.
Yeah.
Over 200 drunk drivers arrested in Johannesburg, South Africa over the weekend.
That I believe.
Did they have a holiday there?
No, they're just crazy.
They might have had a holiday.
I watched a documentary on...
Well, I mean, I'm just not so quick to say, no, they're just crazy.
Well, the reason why I say that is
nothing about their country.
I'd watched a documentary
because we've
about...
spoken to Spike before, and...
But there's doing a thing on like the hospitals. I can't remember if it was Vice News that did a documentary on it.
Uh-huh.
but more people get stabbed there than anywhere else. And they're like, yeah, on any weekend, they bring extra people in the hospital for people that have been hacked by a machete or stabbed. Like, oh yeah, there's hundreds.
What?
The violence of just weekends. People go out and get fucking shit-faced, grab a machete,
The
and get in
violence of
arguments.
just weekends.
The violence of just
weekends. Monday through Friday, people ain't getting fucking hacked by machetes. It could become Saturday, fucking machete sales go up, fucking Budweiser's off the shelves, and people are getting fucking hacked by machetes.
Oh, all right.
It's fucking insane.
Meet Audubon Zoo's newest residents, 200 bats and a herd of alpaca.
Huh.
Toys R Us is exploring a plan that could keep 200 stores open.
Ooh.
I don't know why. That's just...
Well,
Did you guys hear that thing that was going around? If somebody did the Toys R Us theme in a minor key. I'll read this one and then we should look that one up.
Well, first of all, on Toys R Us,
yeah,
it's kind of funny that they're trying to resurrect Toys R Us, and the guy's name that owned the place, the founder that died, his name was Lazarus.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He hasn't come back yet, though?
Nope. But Toys R Us is trying to come back.
And nearly 200 cheeses are sold at Harmon grocery stores in Utah.
What was that again?
Nearly 200 cheeses are sold at Harmon's grocery stores in Utah.
Huh.
Varieties, I'm guessing.
That's a lot of cheese.
I'm a guessing. Yeah, so I saw this jingle. This guy redid the jingle right after Toys R Us declared they were done forever, basically, or whatever. And just switching it to a minor key does change the tone quite a lot.
You can take the happiest song on earth, put it in a minor key, it's depressing. It's fuck.
Well, let's see.
I don't wanna grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. There's a million toys at Toys R Us that I could play with. From bikes and trains to video games. It was the biggest toy store there is. I don't wanna grow up, because if I did, I wouldn't be a Toys R Us kid. I still wanna be a Toys R Us kid.
The candles and all the toys really add to it.
I like
hey everyone, I know that one was a little bit silly, but I hope you still liked it. And I am genuinely a little bit sad that Toys R Us is going out of business. I have a lot of memories of going there as a kid. Yeah.
Well, good for you.
Yeah. That was Chase Hofelder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
I liked the Mr. Potato Head on the keyboard on the piano. Yeah, that made it. It wasn't creepy so much as just it made
sad.
it more melancholy and sad. Yeah.
I mean, that's actually a thing I've seen a lot of people do is take an upbeat song and put it to a minor key. It's like, I want to kill myself now.
I think that pretty much wraps it up for us this evening. Aside from the Clippies,
yeah,
and
enjoys,
and we'll do a little bit of Patreon stuff because we have Ryan's
kerfuffle.
The thing that we've talked about for a while that was never released in any
capacity
episode yet. That came at the end of us interviewing another guest on the show.
It was really meant to be innocent and jokey, but it came across not very innocent and not very jokey.
Only our Patreon supporters will get to hear it. So if you would like to hear this thing that we've been talking about for over a year now, I think it was very funny. But that will be out there, and we'll do some more stuff in the Patreon. Thank you all so much for all of your support, your feedback, your comments, your suggestions for stories for us to cover.
Thanks for just downloading and listening to the stupid show.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think when we ever started this, we thought we would actually hit 200 fucking episodes.
I didn't figure we would be doing it for 4 years, going on 5.
I wasn't even sure if we were going to be friends.
Well, shit,
we didn't even know each other.
Well, and I had absolutely no plans at all because I was just a guest on the first show, and
we didn't know what the fuck we were doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've thought about that a few times and how so unprepared. Like we're just we're like, hey, let's do a podcast. We should have Dan since he was the president of Atheists of Utah. That's a pretty good first guess or whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, Dan, can we do it at your house?
I think you offered up your house.
Probably.
I can't remember.
Yeah, because I was kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
Between where you guys were living. A lot closer to you, Ryan, than Matt.
Yeah. Now you're in the middle.
Yeah, now you're more in the middle.
Yeah. But yeah, I never would have guessed that we would be going this long and this many episodes and had such great conversations
and
with
met
just the
such
three of
great
us
people and made a lot of
guests.
great friends through people coming onto the Godless Rebelution Facebook page and the Godless Rebelution community, the guests we've had on the show, people we've had in studio. So yeah, it's been really, really good.
Yeah, thank you all so much for your contributions over the years. It's been invaluable for us, and your friendships and partnerships with people that we've been involved with through the show have just been amazing. I've met and spoken with some of the greatest people on the face of the planet through the show, and that's something that I really appreciate for all of the things that have benefited my life and enhanced it and made it that much better because of the show.
Yeah, so while we hope we inspire some of you out there listening to the show, you also inspire.
Absolutely. Yes. So
they're both looking at me to say something
inspiring.
Like, we got all mushy. What's Matt going to do?
He has feels now because he's on the meds.
Actually, I had to change my medicine. The ones that I was on last time the headaches just got too bad.
Oh, that's too bad.
Headaches gone away?
I had them a little bit, but not as bad for the first little while, but they've pretty much gone away. But
that's good.
So the effect of this has not been as strong either, though. So I lost the side effect and a little bit of the effect.
But it's still better.
It's better.
Better and no headaches, which is also better.
Yeah.
Yeah. But before we go, I want to make sure that we thank our Patreon supporters. That would be Michelle Short,
Christy Kalbach,
Camille Borowski,
Numania,
Alan Firth,
Atheist,
Larry Wilson,
Dr. Dan, Matt's boss from 2SC Podcast, to whom we pledge loyalty.
What the fuck was
Janet Uter,
Let Them Eat Kofefi,
Stephen Andrews,
Marius Kotbuchakowski,
Rob Otto,
Vanessa Lowe,
Utah Outcasts,
Tim Jacobson,
Matt Tuller,
Megan Kennedy,
Andrew Vodopich,
Randy Hamrick,
Jeremy Goodson,
Angelica Pearson,
Wesley Aaron,
Jeff Peterson,
Savita Kuna,
Purple Dragon,
and Taylor Grin.
Thank all of you
so much. We appreciate it more than you know.
It really is the reason why the show goes on. Because, like, could you guys imagine doing 200 episodes where we didn't think anyone was listening?
Yeah.
And then just, like, pouring money down the drain for all of the stuff, like for the hosting and the equipment, all the beers and pizzas. And
Did you not like my old-timey radio voice? I was going to start off as British, and I just turned old-timey radio.
Old-timey radio? What does old-timey radio sound like?
Like that.
Like what?
Now I can't do it.
Stage fright?
Yeah, whenever I'm put on the spot to do something, I can't do it.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, that's old-timey detective.
Uh-huh.
I'm a wise guy, eh?
Well, until next week, crucify that like button.
Leave us a review for 200 more.
Rate the show 5 times a day toward Mecca.
Yeah.
Oh, I only got creative. It wasn't even that creative.
If you have questions, comments, concerns, compliments, corrections, criticisms, or concepts for content, contact the show via email at godlessrebelution@gmail.com, by text or voicemail at 330-81-REBEL, or Twitter the twatter at TGR Podcast. Thank you!
From listener to Boo, congrats on your 200th episode, fellas.
I think that's T-Boo.
T-Boo?
Or taboo.
Taboo.
Taboo. It's a little taboo.
Yes. Thank you very much, T. We miss you. Tonight we have a very awesome interview.
Yeah.
That we've already done. You're going to hear it here in just a minute with...
Well, why spoil it then?
Well, I'm not spoiling it. I'm just...
I'm
hyping it, man.
Now you're ruining how we record the show.
I'm hyping... Should I keep expectations low? It's a fucking terrible interview. You're going to hate it. And then they'll listen. They're like, that wasn't bad at all. I really liked that interview.
Well, Say we're looking forward to our interview.
Got to manage expectations. No, we interviewed Sarah Ponto Rivera and Shalice Blythe from the Satanic Temple, and
Grey Faction.
And Grey Faction. Not what's the term? Not respectively speaking. I had those reversed. So Sarah, they're both members and contributing big time council peoples.
Yes.
Stuff for the Satanic Temple. But, Sarah,
I hope this show doesn't sound too scripted, guys. Overproduced.
What have you been doing, Mr. Larimer?
It's been a fairly mellow week.
A car can be used to kill a busload of kids, but it's not a great weapon for self-defense. And while a 747 jet can be used in a terrorist attack, it's hard to imagine how to use one to defend your home against an invader. That's a solid fucking argument right there.
Yeah. And you know why this analogy is so great? Because all of those things have no other purposes. School buses, cars, 747s, they don't have any other purpose, just like guns. That's why it's such a straight across analogy. Because all of those things are only designed to kill, but guns are just a little bit better at it. What is your point, dude? You're just making our argument.
And this guy brought up pipe bombs as a defensive weapon. Need I remind people that is how they fought the Terminator in the first movie. It's a great defensive weapon.
He goes on to say, guns, however, are better defensive weapons. Simply brandishing a gun can often scare off a potential assailant, or maybe rational people around you who happen to care about the safety of, or care about their own safety.
Oh, fuck, it's a gun.
Yeah. Some dipshit is waving around a gun. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
In ways that brandishing a vial of poison or a 747 would not. Is there a way that you can brandish a 747?
Yeah. And he clearly doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Because I have had a ton of bar fights stopped the second I pull up my belt, my thing, and show the tail fin sticking out of my belt loop. 747s are fucking scary to haul around.
Brandishing a 747, I'm like, you're a fucking moron.
Right. And so the best way to stop somebody on the 32nd floor is a good guy with a 747.
Just lobbed it right at the building.
My AK-747.
Yeah. Awesome.
This is Matt Dillahunty, and you're listening to the Godless Revolution.
I don't live my life in constant fucking fear of an assailant, or let alone a group of assailants, are going to invade my home. Like, that to me smacks of a sense of self-importance and paranoia that is not mentally healthy.
Yeah, well, and I mean, part of the reason why you feel safe is because you sleep with a 747 under your pillow. But
well, the thing is, what other weapon could have done what he did, where you bust out a window from the 32nd
That's
floor,
the point.
shoot 400 feet down and like 400 feet out into a crowd of people, piercing through people, causing shrapnel to ricochet off the ground.
So let's just say, let's just follow this guy's argument. So let's say I've perched myself on the 32nd floor. I've got a room full of throwing knives. How long does it take me to accomplish what he did? I've got all these ninja stars sharpened.
From that height into that crowd, like forever.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys know this.
Sounds like something Trump would say.
Did you hear about this? But in this case, I know something.
Oh.
Our president's a fucking child.
Big water.
Yeah.
Ocean water.
I knew that.
Okay. Let me provide everybody with some examples here. Let's start with when President Trump visited Puerto Rico earlier this week, after Hurricane Maria battered the island and left millions without power or running water, right? We all know about that.
Is it? Are you going to talk about him being paper towel quarterback?
That's part of it.
Okay.
There's so much more. After Trump publicly criticized San Juan mayor's poor leadership, as he said, Trump sought to project an air of professionalism and presidential gravitas during his visit to the storm-ravaged island. But the visit didn't go exactly according to plan.
What happened?
In a meeting with officials, Trump said that the number of people who died as a result of the hurricane was far lower than in a, quote, real catastrophe like Hurricane Katrina.
Oh, yeah. Fuck you, Puerto Ricans. You haven't gone through a real catastrophe.
Yeah. And he said that the recovery efforts have thrown the federal budget a little out of whack. Which is not only a stupid sounding thing to say, like just change your verbiage there. I'm not pretending he has options, but for alternating words.
He has the best words.
Yeah.
The biggest words.
But he's also giving people the false impression that he has a budget. Right?
Yeah. I'd like to see
that
it
could be thrown out of whack. During a visit to a church in Puerto Rico's capital, San Juan, on Tuesday, which has served as a base for distributing aid, Trump was apparently astounded.
I'll bet that happens to him a lot.
By water purification tablets.
Oh my God, is that a real thing? Did you know
Did you know you could put these in water?
Have you guys heard this story?
You could put them in poo water and drink it.
Yeah, and pay attention, Scott Adams, because we're going to need to really work hard to make this some sort of secret genius.
Dogbert's not going to save you here, sir.
Yeah, real hard to be a secret genius.
So here's what happened when Trump encountered water purification tablets. Wait, you put it in dirty water? And then you can drink it after 10 or 12 hours, she explained. Would you do it? Would you drink it?
It's like a dare.
Sure, she said. Really? He said, with a disgusted look across his face. Really? She said. Is this your company or something? Trump asked the woman, seeming suspicious of the aggressive pitch. No, she said, I'm part of the church. This is an interesting thing.
Well, couldn't they just pray over it?
Yeah.
Why do they need tablets?
Right. Yeah, make it holy water.
That's what Pence was saying.
So Trump started handing out the kits, saying, Try that. About the water.
Don't make me look stupid. Use this.
You might die. I don't know, but you could try it. Really, you're going to be dead either way at this point.
Make sure you wait 12 to 14 hours.
After telling the crowd of assembled reporters and people affected by the hurricane to have a good time, Trump lobbed paper towel rolls into what he called a great crowd.
Jesus.
Trump then remarked that he'd never seen canned chicken before. Whoa, I've never seen that before, Trump said.
Coming from the man that eats well-done steak with ketchup.
With ketchup, yeah. And then he said, that looks kind of good. Let's
said nobody who was brought up on canned chicken ever.
I know. He goes, let's start handing that out. Do you feel like this? Pointing to it as if they were fucking dogs. The president then mimed tossing the heavy cans into the crowd as he did with the paper towel rolls before the crowd stopped him.
I'm just going to start winging these out there. If it hits you in the head, I'm sorry, but consider yourself lucky because now you've got some food.
Yeah.
If you can dodge a wrench.
And if you squeeze it really hard, you can get some liquid out, and then you won't need the tablets for the water.
Chicken juice.
This is Lucian Greaves with the Satanic Temple, and you're listening to Godless Revolution.
So I was kind of thinking this week that there's not really... The atheist culture is kind of small, always has been throughout humanity.
Mm-hmm.
But religious culture has always had sort of a stranglehold on the arts and those kinds of things. So
yeah, that's where a lot of art comes from, for sure.
So I've decided to revise have you guys heard of the Footprints in the Sand?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ubiquitous Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's when I carried you, my son.
Right. So I've decided to revise that and make
Hey,
it
Jesus,
something...
what the fuck? There's only one set of footsteps when shit was really hard, man.
Yeah. So
you've revised it.
Mm-hmm. And it's called Bigfoot Prints in the Sand. One night I dreamed I was walking along the beach with Bigfoot. Many scenes from my life flashed across the sky. In each scene, I noticed footprints in the sand. Sometimes there were 2 sets of footprints. Other times only 1. This bothered me because I noticed that during the low periods of my life, when I was suffering from anguish, sorrow, or defeat, I could only see 1 set of footprints. So I asked Bigfoot, "Why when I needed you most? Have you not been there for me?" Bigfoot replied, the end. There you go.
Justin is a friend of Matt.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of. And from what I understand, you're a firebrand atheist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate Jesus.
Yeah. Well, because Hitler was a meth addict.
Was he?
Oh, yeah.
Killing Nazis and working.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Mortal Kombat.
My mic was off.
Your mic was off for the Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said Mormon combat.
Oh, that'd be even better.
Yeah,
that could have been a joke, and I didn't even think of it.
Mormon combat! Get over here!
Well, no, you're not high. You're just listening to the guy on acid tell stories, and like, I want that life. That sounds like a good place to be.
Do you really want that life with a guy on acid?
Well, I don't know.
I've seen some guys on acid, and I don't want that life.
It depends on what kind of story. I mean,
like day in, day out, like that would be.
No, but he'd probably look a little Jesus-y, dirty.
You'd be like, I'm
long
done
hair.
with this trip now. I want to go home.
You want to live the life where the couch eats the refrigerator. That doesn't sound fun to me.
I wish I could have been to that. Yeah, in hell, it's bacon that's soggy, not even cooked yet, like raw bacon.
And that would have been a great answer, and I fucking blew it.
Yeah, that's all right.
God damn you.
Yeah, fuck you.
One of those
That's
things,
ridiculous.
man. But it's something to keep in mind for the next time I'm interviewing.
Yeah, probably won't be next time now. You screwed that one up. They'll cancel you from their list.
No longer on the speakers list.
You're no longer. Don't ask him any more questions.
Well, they put it on the brick.
Uh-huh. On the what?
No, they put the cornerstones of a lot of buildings. They put the year the building was made.
Uh-huh.
Like where it was founded.
Uh-huh.
Like old buildings.
Uh-huh.
So they put it on the brick.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Put it on a brick!
My procrastination kept me from messaging you in time for the show, but I wanted to congratulate you guys on hitting number 200. I love the show. You guys and some of your guests have had a profound and positive impact on my thinking and my life in general. I wish you many more seasons to come. Hail Satan, from Andrew Vodopich.
Yay! Thanks, Andrew.
Who is the chapter? He's the chapter head, right, of the Satanic Temple in Colorado?
I can't remember if he's the chapter head.
Well, I thought
I don't know why I slipped into a Scottish accent there for a second.
So I remember when he was here, they were working on like getting their chapter, and I thought he got it.
Yeah, and he was like, so we can't really make an official announcement yet because it's not quite official, but we're still working on it. And I can't remember if
I remember seeing him
he's the chapter head or just on the council. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
I have a hard time keeping track of all of the different chapters and who's the
what
main person and stuff. But thank you very much, Andrew. That was very kind. And I hope you and Myrna are doing very well.
Yes.
I remember you mentioning that like 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah.
Fit fellow could walk to my work. There's people that do 150-mile marathons.
Oh, yeah, I could walk to work. There's no fucking way I would do it because it would take me a really long time to
work
do.
1 day a year.
You guys better really appreciate it that I'm here today.
Here you go.
What else did you bring for us to chat and chew on and chat about and think and talk into the microphones for the peoples about, Matt?
Oh, me, yeah. Sorry, that went on so long I forgot what we were doing.
And so, my friends, this is the point of the show where we thank you all very much for listening, and we thank our Patreon supporters, and we thank our guest, and generally just say super duper things to you. Fucking, I don't even know.
We bid you adieu.
I don't know what I'm fucking talking about right now.
Neither do I. That's why we keep it in, because it's raw. It's real. Originally said, I only listen to when you're on it, as in me, because my mom doesn't like you.
Yeah.
This is Mithrin, author of the ABCs of Science and Mormonism, as well as I Should Start a Cult, and you're listening to the Godless Rebelution.
I have Summer Devachka in studio with us. She's a friend of mine, is very awesome. She's the new president for Atheists of Utah.
Fuck yeah, I am.
And has been doing some fantastic work. Looking forward to talking more to you this evening.
Well, thanks, Dan.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming down here and spending some time with us in the studio.
You're real welcome. I'm
Ryan, should we just leave? Is that?
Yeah. I mean,
it's getting
it
real
sounds
weird
like there's
in
a
here.
date going on or something.
Yeah. It's getting real weird.
We're just really good friends, okay?
Let's go hang out with Tracy at a birthday party.
Hey, all you dirty cis people out there who think you run the world. This is the trans podcaster, Marissa Alexa McCool, coming to say that you should go sit in the corner and listen to other people talk. And the people you should listen to are the Godless Rebelution folks, because they're the good kind of cis people. We don't have to shame them just as much. So you go ahead and listen to them, and then you come listen to us so we can tell them why they need to apologize.
I have to record a thing for the peoples.
Yeah.
To listen to.
We're working on a short film, so we were working on that the last few days.
A short film?
Yeah.
With little people?
Not some of them are shorter than me.
Well, there's a lot of people who are shorter than you.
Everyone is shorter than me in it. But I'll be acting in it for a quick scene.
Oh, yeah?
And I'll jump back on the camera.
Wait, so you're inserting a tall film?
Yeah.
For your scene?
No, there's going to be a tall scene in the short film.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What is the short film about?
It's for a local Halloween
I didn't
film
say what
contest.
it's for. What is it about?
And what's a Jack Black music style?
You ever seen, like, Tenacious D, like how he does his music videos?
Oh, no.
How, like, he's... yeah.
No.
Oh,
okay.
no.
Yeah.
Not my
So
cup of
Matt
tea.
won't like
What is
it.
that?
No. I do not approve.
No.
Well, you won't have to watch it then. So go fuck yourself, Matt.
That was funny. Oh, no.
No. Oh, shit. All of a sudden, your mustache makes sense. You're doing it for a part.
My mom said I definitely look like a 70s porn star. And my mom knows what she's talking about.
I don't know why I assume it's male.
Well, because it's sciencey. I don't know.
What?
Maybe.
Excuse me?
This is New Name Noah, and you're listening to the Godless Rebelution.
Anybody who is a bigot of any kind against a particular minority, the more they get to know people in that minority, the less bigoted they are toward them, right?
Typically.
So,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What was your question? But I remember going to swim camp with the only black girl in our school. I remember her
crushing
getting...
stereotypes. Nice.
I remember.
You got that one a little late.
We would go to casinos for field trips, but like, you know,
Like,
the
see,
dolphin.
like, the backgrounds, like how they work.
Oh yeah, totally. No, I'm just kidding. No, you know, like the dolphin habitat and like the like tiger thing in the Mirage.
Yeah.
Anyways, what were you laughing about? Go ahead.
Yeah, Ryan, you jackass. We went to go see how they run a casino.
Oh, yeah,
when we were in
totally.
grade school.
Oh, were you serious?
Hello, my name is Michelle Short, co-chapter head for the Satanic Temple in Arizona, and you are listening to the Godless Rebelution. Please find us on the interwebs at thesatanictemplearizona.com.
Well, how did his dad feel when he married you and he didn't know you were an atheist?
Wait, what?
Against religion or for atheism, any of the philosophy type stuff behind that, or is that just is it not a big concern for you because it never made any sense anyway?
Yeah.
Like, because just because your ex-husband, you know, you said that he started going online and listening to podcasts and watching videos and doing all, and then he was very gung-ho, where you never really needed that, right? You realized from a fairly early age that it was bullshit. And so it wasn't that you needed to discover and study a bunch of stuff to break out of any cycle of indoctrination or anything like that. Have you since, you know, watched any videos, that kind of stuff, or is it still just, you know, you didn't need any of those reinforcing things to decide that there is no God? You just realized that it was fucking silly to begin with.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it totally does. This is actually one of the reasons why I was nervous about running for the board, because I am by no means a firebrand atheist, and I am not a debater, and there's a lot of stuff that I would say that I probably don't know. And it really isn't for like lack of caring, I guess, because I would be interested. It's probably just lack of time. And I mean, it is like I've always just felt like it was silly, so why look even more into it? I feel like...
Well, yeah, it's not like you need to convince yourself. You don't need any more evidence that there is a God, or that there isn't a God, because you never had a real belief in a God.
Yes, I never had a journey, and I feel like other people that I've known, that's what they had. Because they like struggled to find their way out of religion.
Right.
And I'm really fortunate. I never had to. And I never like lost family or friends because of it. And I think there are a few people in my life that are kind of turned off by it, but I'm like, fuck you. Like, I'm the queen of not giving any shits. So I've never really cared.
Me and you were on the same team then, because I was never religious either.
Yeah,
and Ryan doesn't know shit either, so.
True that.
To not worry about the part where it's like, oh, you don't mix fabrics.
Yeah.
Or you don't.
In Leviticus. Mm-hmm.
Or you don't eat meat on Fridays. I don't know.
Well, not eating meat, I mean, that's big in Wisconsin on Fridays. So every place does the fish fries on Fridays, so you can go get fish.
Dude, I honestly... Hang on. I cannot tell if
Shut
Ryan...
up, Dan.
Dan, hang on. Honestly...
The queen of not giving a shit is speaking.
Dude, I cannot fucking tell if Ryan is fucking with me or not.
He's
He's
not.
such a hard dude to read. I'm like realizing this. Like when we were talking about like the listeners and stuff, that's I was like, oh really? Like honestly, like I can't tell if you're fucking with me.
Hi, this is Justin Schieber, formerly of the Reasonable Doubts podcast and currently of Real Atheology, and you are listening to the Godless Rebelution.
Yeah, dude, I met a Mayan. We went down last year to, where did we go for my friend's wedding? Damn it. I guess Cancun, yeah, but we went on a tour to Tulum.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was a real ass Mayan. They just live off the grid because again, the colonialist government has...
He's a real ass
He was
Mayan.
real as hell. He was straight up Mayan, whole
T-shirt idea right there.
Yeah.
Real ass Mayan.
Real ass Mayan. He was great. Super nice.
Well, I've got one that's 9, and she's gonna butt early. We can tell. And
I hear that's happening a lot more in like the last couple generations.
Well, my wife did too, and so we just know it's in the family. And so we've talked to her. My wife's talked to her. I'm like, okay, well, you're being way too like super adulty words here. So here, let me use the clinical words with her. Let me explain things on a level that it's not talking down. It's not trying to make it weird or anything. It's like this is something that's going to happen. And as a guy, it's kind of weird that I feel that I'm being the one that has to explain bodily functions of females to my daughter. I mean, you think that's kind of like a rite of passage kind of thing, but...
Well, maybe you shouldn't have mansplained it over your wife.
No, she just... God damn it. I walked into that one.
I think Matt should read this next one.
Okay.
To make amends.
For what?
Well, my mom wrote it.
I don't think she wants me reading it then.
You want to read it?
I'll read it.
Okay.
It says, good afternoon, fuckfaces. Just want to tell you cunts how much I enjoy your podcast. No, I'm not gonna do her like that. She didn't say, she said some of that, not all of it. She actually said, good afternoon, gentlemen. Just want to tell you how much I enjoy your podcast. Thank you all for your insights. This screen is kind of far away from the seat.
Here, I'll make it a little bigger.
Insights on all the subjects. Now I've lost my place.
That was my fault.
Let me just start.
Okay.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Just want to tell you how much I enjoy your podcast. Thank you for all of your insights on all of the subjects you discuss, even if I don't always agree with them. Congratulations on 200. That is something to celebrate. Looking forward to the next 200. And thanks for befriending that guy from Wisconsin. Great work, guys.
From Ryan's mom, Laurie Duffy.
Thanks, Mom.
That's fine, and you don't have to always agree with us. I mean, my mom is wrong about stuff all the time, too. That was very nice. Thank you, Mrs. Duffy.
She probably means me, mostly, but she doesn't agree with. from Cancun to walk all the way to New York.
Plus, why leave Cancun to... Why? It's beautiful.
Well, he was
there.
being hunted, so...
Oh,
yeah,
well.
the Lamanites were after him.
The Lamanites, for sure.
Fucking lame.
Lame. From a religious standpoint...
Yes, consent is everything.
Yeah,
people.
consent. Enthusiastic consent. If,
Yes, please, drugs.
Please, drugs. All the drugs, now.
I had another question here.
Sorry, Matt, that's one of them comic book movies.
Have you seen non-comic book movies? None?
No,
no, I have. Matt doesn't like comic
It's the
book
voice
movies.
of Tony Stark's computer for the first handful of movies, too. So.
Is that what you wanted me to do?
No. I just figured maybe you've seen Iron Man, at least.
Well, maybe. Maybe, is there one? Oh, dude, I'm so glad you fucking reminded me. I'm going to do it. I saw...
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
What? I know. You have something else, I know.
No, go ahead.
But I happened to catch a commercial for Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Thor so hot.
And he goes, we could be the Revengers. And she's like, the Revengers? Well, we don't have to have a name. Are you fucking serious? How many millions of movies are there and they can't even get one semi-washed up comic to help them in the writing? That's the best they could. And they put that in the trailer.
Well, a lot of the scenes were improv.
I did not expect this level of rage
and
about Thor.
The director of the movie is also a comedic director. He did.
Oh yeah, I believe that.
I've heard nothing but good. But
I'm still gonna watch the shit out of it.
I'm gonna watch it like 3 times. I don't care.
And Black Panther's coming.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you don't need permission from me. I'm just saying.
He's very mad.
That's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. They put that. Well, not only did it make the movie, they used that in the trailer. Like, oh God, this is going to kill. This is so awesome. We got to use a part of that. It was hilarious. We got to put that in the.
It's a problem I've had with American media for a long time. You can't sell shit unless you make it funny. Unless you try to make it funny.
I was going to say, I think you're missing my point.
Hello, this is Stu DeHaan, co-chapter head of the Satanic Temple Arizona chapter, and you're listening to the Godless Rebelution.
Are you fucking kidding? I've been cheated on. I have not killed a single fucking person.
Yeah.
That's what I expect. I expect to not kill people when we have minor emotional inconveniences. Are you crazy?
Shit, I should be taking notes.
Yeah.
Like
See,
Jesus
I like
loves
that.
the little children.
Ryan tried telling us that the voice in all of his movies and everything isn't the regular voice that he has.
I would be surprised, but I've never seen any proof of that. I would be surprised.
Sounds like he's gaslighting
The way-
you, man.
Well, to hear Ryan tell it's that in real life, Vin Diesel talks like
I don't
this.
want that. Ryan wishes.
I'm like,
He's like, he can't be that buff and have that cool voice. One of those has to be a lie.
I'm like, I'm not buying that one.
You're as famous for your super deep voice as anything else. When did your voice go that deep? Very quickly. When did you get this amazing voice that you've got?
That's a great question. I can tell you that once I was about 15 years old, 16 years old, I would call my mates and on the home phone, and their mother would pick up and they would go, "Oh, who's this?"
Imagine a 15-year-old with that voice.
And I knew that my voice was changing.
It's
been 1 week since you looked at me.
I guess I do. It's been like.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me.
What have you guys been doing over the last week?
Nothing.
Hasn't even been a week.
No, it hasn't.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me.
It's been more than a week.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me.
Can we stand outside the window and stare at your children while we eat a banana? Well, there's a lot in fashion that seems superfluous.
Yeah, I
don't
suppose.
really understand, but
Coming up next on Hat Chat.
Should have a whole fashion episode.
Maybe, yeah, somewhere down the line we'll talk fashion. I dig Matt's shirt.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, talk about a fashion faux pas there.
Wait, what?
Oh,
What's
man,
happening?
I don't know. Yeah, I think he's mocking you.
I'm just having fun.
But I'm going to stop this here.
I just didn't get it. I would have laughed with you if it had been funny.
Oh.
A 16-year-old Nathaniel Jewett had been baptized this summer and was helping the church raise money to send teen members to youth camp just days before he opened fire Monday afternoon at the Clovis Carver Public Library.
So what, bullets for bucks? I mean, what is it?
Bullets? Did you say bullets for books?
Bullets for bucks?
For bucks?
For bucks? Never mind. Go ahead.
In a weird way, he sort of seems like one of the more nice, mild ones, you know? Everything he talks about is not necessarily Christian specific, although, I mean, he does talk about God and stuff, but it's just like regular feel good, The Secret kind of
it's flowery platitudes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And so I guess I had a different impression of him, and, you know, rather than the fiery far right assholes, you know, that we cover on the show usually.
Yeah, he's not an apocalyptic, hell praising or hell preaching, kind of guy. He's more like love your neighbor, do like Jesus did.
He's more the Tony Robbins of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Is his not Christian? Is it?
No, it's definitely Christian.
Yeah,
it is Christian.
It is. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But
just his own select brand of Christianity.
Yeah, it's very light and fluffy. It's Christian Cool Whip.
Yeah.
It's Miracle Whip.
That shit's disgusting.
I am Jim Helton, Regional Director for American Atheists and President of the Tri-State Freethinkers, and you're listening to Godless Rebelution.
McCordsville, Indiana. Parents of McCordsville Elementary School students are upset after a first grade teacher sent...
McCords, bro. Sorry.
What does that mean?
Just that...
It's
the whole deal of, you know, my whatever, bro. My McCordsville, bro. Never mind. It just when you said it out, that just hopped in my head. Sorry.
Just a random fleeting thought.
McCords, bro.
Disregard me. We'll put this in the end of the show.
I thought you wanted me to check out your new corduroy pants or something. McCords, bro.
Yeah.
You want me to pull on your cord or something?
What? Start a fire in my crotch when I'm running.
God, I used to hate corduroy.
No, I'm just letting the audience create all their own fire crotch jokes about you.
Right.
Because they already know.
After I said it, I was like, I kind of have a fire crotch anyway. But
I was just going to ask how the turnout was this year, because I know it's only the third year in a row they've done the Pride in
Are they calling it a churn out now? Is that
a churn out?
Yeah, a turnout. Hey. Don't you tell me what you say.
What you say.
What you say. All T's are CH's now.
I'm not sure we can trust Australians anymore. No, I was thinking more like a Viking funeral.
Right, so
they shoot their flaming arrows at the boats.
Mm-hmm. With all parties willing, though. If you do it with one party that isn't, then it's arson.
Nobody would be on it.
Then it's arson.
Is it really?
I think so.
I mean, let's dive. We could dive into law all we want. Oh no, that's who we got to see if this is good to go or not. Charlie's a very smart guy.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like it.
Charlie Manson.
Charlie Day.
Oh.
Which Charles Manson's getting out on parole.
No.
What?
Yep.
What?
No.
I don't think he's going to be let out on parole.
Is he?
I've seen it several times posted on legit sites saying Charles Manson to be released on parole.
I don't think so. Maybe, but
I really
doubt it.
That'll happen. Well, this says Charles Manson being granted parole due to prison overcrowding.
Okay, Charles Manson is the exact person you don't release because of overcrowding. Let the marijuana charges go. Keep Manson in there.
There's also a Snopes thing here.
I didn't Snopes it. I should have.
Let's look at the Snopes.
False.
Yeah.
Reports that the notorious criminal is being let out of prison are fake news, Ryan.
Hey, I've slept 4 hours in the last 48 and I saw all this shit this morning.
Hey, this is Mark Nebo, the founder of the Normalized Atheism Campaign, and you are listening to the Godless Rebelution.
They're really meeting to get one of those dolls that has a doll inside of a doll inside of a doll inside of a doll.
A Russian nesting doll?
Those things.
Uh-huh.
Because they're from Russia.
Mm-hmm.
Hence the name Russian. Doll inside of a doll.
Hence the name, Dan.
Let me teach you something, Dan, about the thing I didn't even know what it was called.
Hey.
So we got this audio clip from listener from listener Bill
Vasilias.
I just think it's hilarious. So Vasilis, I believe that's how you pronounce it.
Hey, we have an audio. It's Basilias.
But he said that as a result of a pretty severe throat and lung infection, I had to recruit another voice for this. My oldest son, Happy 200.
Bravo Stasiagosha Bisozia Abodingipro and Basilias.
I think it's hilarious that they use the Ryan pronunciation.
See, I told you it's Basilias.
Oh, it's awesome. Thank you very much. But it says, I love the show, even the off-topic tangents and rants.
Off-topic tangents and rants are in it. So he's basically saying, I love the show, even Ryan.
Yeah.
The title of this one, from Kitty Guer.
I think the second part is the sound that Kitty makes.
Kitty.
Is that a kitty falling off a cliff?
Yes. And the kid's going around going, fuck, 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 fuck,
And
fuck,
he's
fuck,
like,
fuck.
I know a guy in Salt Lake who's an Elvis impersonator.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For realsies?
Well, he just does it for fun.
Oh.
He dresses up as a lot of different people for fun. He's a film guy. He's also an atheist.
Yeah. Well, so would you say that they're actually an Elvis impersonator or just somebody who likes to play around?
Well, he dresses up as a guy from Jaws, too, sometimes.
Oh, so he's definitely an Elvis impersonator.
Yeah. I mean, Elvis is one of the people he does.
He did. Good point, Ryan.
You did watch Monkey Movie.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, too.
Hello, my name is Gleb Tsipursky. I am the president of Intentional Insights at intentionalinsights.org. I'm a professor at The Ohio State University studying decision-making in politics and business, and I'm also the leader of the Pro-Truth Pledge project at protruthpledge.org, designed to fight the tide of lies in our politics and promote the truth. And you're listening to the Godless Revolution.
His substitutionary death as the sin-bearer for all humanity, his physical resurrection from the dead, the Great Commission, and his eventual triumphal return to Earth from the place where he now sits at the right hand of the Father.
The Father. But I'm not done killing Muslims. Let me go.
Osborne of Cardiff, Wales, entered a not guilty plea. He claimed a man named Dave was driving the van when it struck the crowd.
It's always Dave. Dave's not here, man.
Prosecutors argued that Dave did not exist, and no witnesses or video evidence were produced to indicate a second person in the van. So what if he'd said that God told him to do it? Would they say God doesn't exist and there was no witness or video evidence for that? So, we already know there are humans, and we already know there are lots of humans called Dave. So, why would they be so quick to be like, nope, that doesn't fucking exist? But if you said, God told me to drive this van, would they do the same thing?
No.
Would they just be like, God doesn't exist? There was no video evidence or whatever.
Yeah.
What if he just calls God Dave?
What if Dave is God?
Same thing. Dave's not here, man.
Quote, to be honest, some individuals could look at material today and decide to go and do an attack later this evening, Hayden said.
Could decide to go and do an attack.
Yeah. Might as well go do an attack.
Yeah.
Time to do an attack.
I feel like I could do an attack right now.
So you feeling attacky right now? I could go for an attack.
Yeah, I could do an attack.
Yeah, all right, let's do that.
I could do a light attack.
Yeah, nothing too heavy. I'm trying to watch my attack count.
Just make sure Dave's there.
Oh, yeah, Dave's cool with it.
Yeah.
Sue Hemming, head of the counterterrorism at the Crown Prosecution Service, said Osborne planned and carried out this attack because of his hatred of Muslims. And because Dave told him to.
That fucking Dave always fucking shit up. Attackers have consequences.
Yeah, you can't just go do an attack for free. For action to curb right-wing radicalization. Did I say right ring?
I think you said I think you said white ring.
Okay.
Yeah. It's almost like the more guns you have, the more danger you put people's lives in.
So when I go to the beach, I shouldn't jump in the school of sharks right in the middle. I should go to the area with fewer sharks. If my goal is to not be killed by sharks, then that's what I should do. Or
well, as long as there are good sharks with guns, I think you'll be fine.
Right. What about melee weapons like hammerheads?
They're not as effective. I mean, they can still give you a nasty bite. Don't get me wrong, but
they're more of a close range.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, without their AKs, they're really no match for the good sharks with guns. Though we constantly see examples in the news, child gun injuries and deaths may be even more prevalent in the United States than we realized.
Is there a problem with great white sharks shooting great black sharks?
Hi, this is Megan Kennedy. I'm a speaker with the Satanic Temple. You can find me on Twitter at 6 Moments, and you're listening to the Godless Rebelution.
It's like every day someone wants to do an attack. Yeah. What if when he planned to do an attack, if he just went and bought a fully automatic, a grenade launcher, and a mortar cycle?
A mortar cycle?
A mortar cycle.
Well, you can hook it up. I mean, the wheel on the motorcycle just keeps hitting the trigger.
Oh yeah, so he's just driving around like
yeah, just keeps launching them. Going hog wild.
That was more like the sound of a mortar scooter, but still. Dude, I'm gonna fucking do an attack. Yeah, then they could do an attack.
The Post's Karen Tumulty reported that former President Bill Clinton was a regular practitioner of voodoo and had cast several magic spells on people he disagreed with.
Why do I not believe that?
Yeah, no shit.
No, that's bullshit. I'm
do voodoo or do an attack.
Exactly. But call Dave.
Yeah, call Dave.
Call Dave
Bring
first.
Dave.
Make sure it's okay with him.
Yeah.
And city officials soon. Let me start that again.
Okay.
No, too late.
Feel free.
Well, welcome to the Godless Rebelution. This is episode
147.
147. Experts say this kind of drought only comes once in 300 years. Dam water levels are dangerously low, an average of 25%. In the Cape Township of, we'll let Spike translate that one. However, poor residents, and it's not Soweto. It's, Cape Township. Oh no, I don't know. It's, yeah, I'll send you a link. No, I won't. Fucking.
Hello, I'm Lloyd Evans. I'm a former Jehovah's Witness. I'm the author of The Reluctant Apostate and senior editor of jwsurvey.org. And you are listening to the Godless Rebelution.
Fuck the motherfucking... And apparently he's bitching now that that the Democrats who didn't applaud for him during the State of the fucking Union address, that they're guilty of treason, as if he's never, ever in his entire privileged fucking life watched another State of the Union address. And I'm sure he hasn't. Because if he had, he would know that whoever is president, the opposing party, very, very, very rarely applauds anything that the president says. Well, that happens at every State of the Union address, not just at Trump's State of the Union address.
Yeah. To be fair to Trump, if there's anything he knows well, it's fucking treason. If it could be said, he's an expert at anything.
Listener Ollie Olson says, have a great 200th from Agent 49 stationed down under. Help me! Somebody help! Oh my God, you're breaking my arms! Yeah. Help me!
Ah, you stupid Christian! Ah!
Walmart's open on Sunday!
Some yarmulkes went flying.
Oh, very sad.
This is supposed to be my day!
Yeah, dude. Smells like Wisconsin.
He kept sending me these messages on the internets, and I couldn't find out how to get him to stop on the internet, so I said, I'm going to arrest him.
Hi, this is Michelle Short.
And this is Stu DeHaan.
And we're the co-chapter heads of the Satanic Temple in Arizona.
You're listening to the Godless Rebelution.
For cool Satan swag, please visit the website shopsatan.com.
God created a science guy.
A science guy.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
He thinks it's stupid because he knows the real answer now.
Yeah.
He has the real answer that the Earth is a sphere, so it sounds stupid to say that, no, we all live on a fucking CD.
What songs are on it? Is it a single or is it like a full album?
A full what?
A full album.
Album.
Yeah, album.
Yep, it's a full album.
Because I hated paying $14 for a single with 3 songs on it.
They're trying to argue logical points in a book that's all fucking nonsense. It's all garbage.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, that's wrong because in this part of this book of bullshit, it says this thing.
So, well, I think he's just pointing out his book is full of bullshit.
And now you know how I feel about comic books.
Either it's the firmament, or it's the Fukushima, or it's the Gabawabi.
Furthermore, if the earth is resting on pillars, that doesn't square very well with Job 26:7, which says God hangs the earth upon nothing.
Oh, okay. So it's not standing, it's hanging.
It's dangling.
Yeah, your book is full of contradictions?
And not only is it hanging, it's hanging upon nothing. Oh, there's a fucking sensical statement. Why, if it can just hang there on nothing, why hang it? Why not just place it there? Why? What? I don't understand the point of that.
Yeah.
Let's put a hook on it because we don't need to.
Well, which is it? Is it not have anything supporting it, or does it have pillars supporting it?
You tell me!
Furthermore, we're told
It's in your book.
Jesus' knee pads were already worn out from sucking his dad's dick, so he had to go somewhere.
Yeah, he has a similar relationship to you and Dan Morris.
Oh, you motherfucker. Demotion. De-fucking motion. I mean...
Oh, he's got to go and find the sound now.
I actually have the sound saved in my phone.
I know you do, because you played it another time. I can't believe you're still loyal to those murdering bastards.
I don't call it loyal.
You're beneath them.
It's a part of an international agency.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just in the agency.
Uh-huh.
Agent demoted.
But part of the reason...
Done. It's official now. You're demoted.
I fucking God, I could not...
You're fucking demoted.
I cannot express how little I care.
Well...
This is Danielle Moscato, civil rights activist, trans woman extraordinaire, and public speaker. You are listening to Godless Rebelution, and I hope you enjoy the show.
But see, that just speaks to the charity of God, because he still gave them a chance. He was so gracious that even though they weren't as loyal to him as Ryan is to Dan Morris, they still got a chance.
And then I just said,
Agent demoted.
Oh, that's twice in one show.
And promoted.
No,
promoted.
I can't get it to just play one clip at a time, so I got to hit pause really quick.
I think you're demoted for not demoting me properly. That was very unprofessional.
You guys should see the look on Ryan's face. People who have HIV.
People who have HIV.
110,000 children died of AIDS in 2015.
Of nothing they did of their own.
I'm sorry, Dan. I just think dead children is so hilarious. No.
You sick fuck.
You just misspoke a little, and it was funny to me.
What did I say?
I think you said died of AIDS.
Died of AIDS?
I think so.
Bonobos go crazy. Bonobos ain't known to not rape. Bonobos rape. That's just a fact.
Welcome to the Godless Rebelution. This is episode 147. Today is Monday, July 17th. I'm Dan. We got
and you can't read.
Oh my gosh!
What did I fuck up now?
You said episode 147. It's episode 165.
Did I say 147?
How fucking dyslexic was that?
Come on, Tom.
Did I say 147?
You said 147. Keep it in there. Keep it rolling.
My name is Dr. Karen Garst. I am the author of Women Beyond Belief, Discovering Life Without Religion. I also have a blog at www.faithlessfeminist.com. You can find me on Facebook at Faithless Feminist, and Twitter I'm at Karen_Garst. And you are listening to the Godless Rebelution.
But yes, I'm here amongst humans.
In the stashed Ryan.
And the rape stashed Ryan.
That's right. That's what I've been hearing nowadays.
I don't know why you went rape stash with it. Like,
because it's funnier.
It's obviously a 70s porn stash.
It is, but it's funnier to make like rapey van jokes about it.
Yeah, Dan only referred to it as a porn stash. Ryan said, "No, I want to be known as Rapin' Duffy from now on."
Duffy Rapert.
Raping Patrick Duffy.
I wouldn't rape him. He's a good actor.
Isn't your middle name Patrick?
It is, but then there's the actor called Patrick Duffy.
I know. Raping Ryan.
I never had a boat.
It's good fun.
Boat.
Never had a boat, so I can't go to power. So. Oh, please, feel sorry for me.
Yeah, people can move.
Yeah.
Like cats.
Exactly, they go on vacation. Cats on vacation.
He says the study...
Did you just write a little song?
Yeah.
Cats on vacation.
He's got a little jingle for that one.
It's going to be the jingle for the Buddy movie where two cats go on a sailboat to go on vacation. And they encounter pirates.
Their adventures on the high seas.
Sounds really good.
We also received this message from listener and guest and contributor, Mr. Taylor Grint.
He's been on what, 3 or 4 times? Well, he was on.
So I think 3, at least 3. At least
so he joined us for at least one debate. I can remember he joined us for. He had one show where we just interviewed him. Then he had one he was actually here in studio. That I can remember.
Yeah.
Or did he do 2 debates with us?
I can't remember for sure, but I know he's been on at least 3 shows.
We've done 200 episodes. We lose track.
Yeah, and has contributed
a ton.
A shit ton of stuff for us and been a fantastic supporter of the show. Awesome.
Hey guys, it's Taylor Grimm. Congratulations on 200 episodes. I can't believe that I've spent 200 weeks looking forward to hearing the 3 of y'all talk. Every single time it's felt like I've been somebody sitting at the table with y'all. On at least one occasion I was. I just got to thank you guys. I've had good weeks and bad along the way, and every time that I can look forward to your show gives me something to do, gives me something to look forward to every single week. And it's crazy to think that you've been around that long. I hope you guys keep doing it for another 200 episodes. That would be pretty crazy. Thanks again. Bye.
We love you, Taylor. Thank you very much.
So they should be called plague fighters.
Plague fighters?
Yeah, because the plague came with the rats on the boats. You put the cats on the boats, get rid of the rats with the plague.
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 The plague?
The plague.
The plague, the black plague.
The black plague.
I've had
That's
all
a band,
but...
right? Wasn't that Henry Rollins' band? Black Plague?
Black Plague. Black Plaid Plague.
Hi, I'm Lucian Greaves, spokesperson and co-founder of the Satanic Temple. Check out my website, grayfaction.org, if you want to be disgusted and alarmed. You're listening to Godless Rebelution.
Scientists at the EPA, after extensive analysis and review of the scientific literature, determined that the pesticide... I'm not going to be able to say this right. Chlorpyrifos?
Chlorpyrifos? I haven't heard of that one.
Chlorpyrifos. It's one of those two. Presented a serious health... So it's great that I start off an article that's about a word I don't even know what it is. That's going to, no doubt, be throughout this whole thing. Presented that particular pesticide presented a serious health risk, including long-term damage to children's brain development. Under vital and long-standing public health laws, this should have been enough to ban the use of Chlamydia. But in March...
Chlamydia.
Chlamydia?
Chlamydia per fire most.
Yeah, chlamydia. That's what it is from now on.
Fire crutch.
Chlamydia fireballs.
But in March, the new EPA administrator, Scott Pruitt, and it says administrator, and I just read instructor. This is episode 147.
Too many regulations, because people just wrote those regulations with nothing better to do.
Yeah, and I don't think there's enough regulations, because there's an allowable amount of rat shit allowed in your food. That number should be 0.
Well, then they just have to throw it all away.
Throw it all away.
Throw it all away.
I'm sorry.
Get rid of all of it.
Throw it all away.
When I heard those numbers, I was like, wait.
Yeah, there's
an actual allowable amount of rat shit in food.
Well, I don't think it's defined as rat shit. It's
fucking rat shit.
It's usually like foreign stuff.
Rat shit.
I think that's how it's officially defined as
it's
foreign stuff.
Yeah, beetles and all kinds of stuff.
Rat shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a mixture of, just contaminants.
And probably the dead guy's hand that got stuck in the mill.
Hair,
Band-Aids, scabs.
Yeah.
I think you should stop being such a pussy, Ryan.
Well, I still eat it. I still eat my cereal, but I eat my cereal, I'm like, how much rat shit is in this?
You'll never know. And it tastes just as good.
Well, I find out when the people go over the allowable amount, because then they get recalls.
Ryan's just sitting there with a box of Captain Crunch, oops, all dingleberries.
Why's my Captain Crunch brown? It's usually kind of a yellowish-orange color.
This is Natalie Newell of Science Moms and the Parenthetical Science Podcast. You are listening to The Godless Rebelution.
Breaking news, breaking news.
I can't believe you picked up on what he was doing there.
We just noticed a headline for breaking news today. It'll be a week old by the time most of you hear this, but apparently Ken Ham is trying some more heinous fuckery as far as having to pay things for the Ark.
Yeah, in order to avoid being an honest person.
Yeah, to avoid taxes and to fuck over the people of Williamstown
after fucking them over last year.
He's just it's a continual fucking from this guy.
Like you're
Ken Ham's
gesturing
all
there.
in. Like if you
Ken Ham is a giant fist pounding.
Wait.
He's like,
did he put windows on the Ark?
It's like some tantric fucking.
I don't think so.
He's got a rape arc.
That's why he keeps them all in cages.
That's what and he's been raping that town for years.
And he said the dinosaurs are quite docile.
The headline comes to us from Hemant Mehta.
Velociraptors.
How are you?
I am fantastic. How are you guys?
Doing very well. Thank you for asking.
I know already because you've been talking, but
yeah,
they don't know.
Yeah, they have no idea. Fucking dummies.
We've just been shooting the shit for a little while, listening to, what was the name of that band?
Merging Moon.
Oh, man, that was great.
Merging Moon. I've never heard of them before.
Merging Moon. That's how they pronounce it, too. Merging Moon.
It's the accent.
This is Shalise Blythe with the Satanic Temple and the National Director of the After School Satan Club. For more information on how you can start a club in your area, visit afterschoolsatan.com. You are listening to the Godless Rebelution.
There's a ton of stuff, especially in Catholicism, that's left over that isn't really monotheism.
Yeah, they've got a patron saint of everything.
Yeah, I think I heard at some point Jesus was the 6th most prayed to in that religion.
You're right, because you've got all sorts of intercessors.
Yeah. And anyone who wants to learn more about this, YouTube Zeitgeist.
The
fabulous documentary. No. Just kidding, don't do that.
Just like a woman's got pressure to not leave an abusive husband or not give up on shitty sociopathic kids, they're taught that it's their job to maintain whatever family structure has been set up.
And aren't all kids a little bit sociopathic?
Right? Children are awful.
They're the worst.
Yeah, like some of them grow out of it, but man, no, they aren't.
Not all of them.
They just punch each other. That's terrible.
Hi, this is Yvette Dontremont, aka the Cybabe, and you're listening to Godless Rebelution. You can find me at cybabe.com, at my Twitter account at the Cybabe, and if you've hunt really hard, you can find me at Pornhub. I dare you.
So you said you've lived in Utah all of your life. Mm-hmm. Were you raised in the dominant faith tradition here?
I was not.
Oh, lucky.
Yeah, I was lucky. My parents, we had very general God talks, just like just this idea of a God. There was no theology
wonder why
attached.
you're an atheist now.
I know, right? but isn't that the question, right? Like, does religion belong to culture? Because isn't that funny how as soon as you, that's religion does belong to culture. That's my opinion, and that's why Christianity is so toxic now, because this shouldn't be here. This Christianity belongs to the ancient Judaic world. It doesn't belong here. It got institutionalized and standardized, but this is why religions immediately split off when they get created. Mm-hmm. There is no, I haven't studied a single religious tradition that didn't immediately like have offshoot. Because you can't.
Screw you, I don't want to follow that.
Right,
I want to follow this.
It's really hard to get that many people on that many complex ideas, especially when it has to do with like afterlife and huge value systems and stuff.
Or just things you're allowed to do while you're still alive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's why I like the pagan system, because there's gods for everything. There's gods for everyone. And if you don't like one, you can go find another one and there'll still be a community for you.
Well, you
whereas
could just be
monotheism doesn't allow you that.
Well, you could be Catholic and have all of the patron saints.
Right? Yeah. You got all those guys. But yeah, I didn't grow up Mormon. I was in the church for a couple of years. My grandma was the only active member, and there was no pressure. Like, I remember her packing her little temple suitcase and being all like, whoa, where's she going? Like, I didn't get to see in it. She wouldn't talk about where she, like understanding that it wasn't for me. I went to church for a couple of years. They did not like me as a preteen who was just like, okay, I read your book, but I have some questions. And and I'm just coming at it from a kid who's never been to church. I don't understand that these questions are really threatening to these people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Mormons especially hate questions.
Yeah, they did not react well. And God bless them. Half these people aren't trained.
Hey, we don't have none of that talk on this show.
Hey, everybody, it's X from the Utah Outcasts podcast and YouTube channel, and you're listening to the Godless Rebelution.
In cultures like Haiti, possession isn't scary. It's just a normal thing that people go through. It's not demonic. It's not attached to. Yeah,
it's like having a cold.
Kind of. Yeah, it's there can be like shitty versions of it. It's just your ancestors or spirits moving around. Just kind of part of life is to be hang out with these things every now and again, right?
Yeah. So do you call in work to possess? Do you just call in possess sometimes?
That's a great question. I don't know about that. I don't know when it actually knocks you out of your ass, right?
Yeah, sorry, I can't come in today. Grandpa decided to stop by for a visit.
Yeah. So
feeling a little possessed, but I'll be in tomorrow.
Just a little under the spirit. A little.
Think a demon went up my butt.
Definitely can't come in.
Hey, this is Taylor Grin from grinandbearint.com, where we do news, analysis, and commentary, and you're listening to Godless Rebelution.
I'm not going to sit here and tell them they think that when they pray to St. Michael that they feel the same or believe the same as when they pray to God. I can't say that.
Yeah, it's not polytheism, it's one Trinity.
Right. It's one Trinity, and then all of his bros and all the different angel classes and like these conflicts. Yeah. But everybody needs to have a space to go to. A safe space, if you will, if you're a cuck. Okay. So Mary gave birth to God. And instead of people being like, wow, she must be God, they went, oh my God, she must have fucked God.
Fucking God.
She must have fucked God and not she's God. But really, like,
how powerful. She births fucking gods, man.
A deity from nothing. Yeah. That's amazing.
Well, at least
that's
one.
The God.
And then
at least the one.
James.
Yeah. That guy. What a letdown.
Fucking James Christ.
I bet James Christ. He loves Christmas get-togethers.
Yeah.
He loves getting
just
back with the fam.
Always in the bar, my fucking brother,
Is it like Fred Claus?
Everybody thinks my brother is so fucking great. Just because he walks on water. Fuck that guy.
Like, I'm going to turn your wine back into water, James.
Yeah. I think I know what the first Godless Rebelution short film will be.
James Christ.
The story of James
A biography.
He was a fucking dick.
That's amazing.
I want to make
I will watch
now.
that. I will watch that. You guys got some good drunk voices. I'm for it. Great.
That's a lot of practice, really.
And Dan can play James. You got the beard.
You have the beard.
Because you're ginger. You were cast out.
Oh, brutal.
Because I have no soul.
Yeah.
That's way better.
So... Listener Christy Kalbach wrote in to say, wishing you all a boisterous 200th episode. I love you guys, and I just have to say that I never felt such endearment toward you than I did a couple episodes ago when you were talking about obnoxious people at work and just wanting to be left alone. Most notably, Misanthrope Matt, talking about these stupid questions and the coughing or throat clearing by the nearby coworker. I work with more than one of these kind of people, and it takes everything I have to not punch them in the throat. And they are, as Matt said, incapable of picking up on social cues to realize just how irritating or obtrusive they are. Anyway, that was a particularly cathartic episode, so thank you. It's difficult to put into words what podcasts like yours mean to listeners like me, who just need an outlet from this stupid, shitty, Trump-infested world. Listening to you guys really is therapeutic, so here's to 200 more episodes and many more. Thank you for helping keep me sane. Oh, and fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you too, Christy. Thank you.
Yeah, and that was because I think during one of the...
I said to say, you can say, hey, whatever you want. You can say, fuck you.
Yeah, when we were soliciting comments, It was like, send us congratulations, comments, whatever, and I think you said, fuck you. So that was very nice, though. That one is the one that I was referring to a couple episodes ago when I said we got some feedback in that touched all my feels. That was very, very nice. Thank you, Christy.
Hi, this is Thomas Westbrook, and I have a YouTube channel called Holy Kool-Aid where I take topics and I break them down in 5 or 10 minute videos, trying to give a laser-focused perspective on religion, philosophy, and science. And you are listening to the Godless Rebelution podcast.
Yeah,
especially with Utah's keeping up with the Joneses type of mentality with all their toys and their stuff. Like, Jamie next door got 2 new 4-wheelers. I need to get 3, so I'm better than him.
Even in their pies.
You're basically coveting your neighbor's possessions.
Yeah, his ass.
His ass.
That's what it is.
Technically.
Coveting your neighbor's ass, yeah.
It's just a mechanical one.
Yeah. You're coveting his robot ass.
But I mean...
I learned to read when I was 2. I love stories. I love myth.
You learned to read when you were 2?
Good for you.
Good for you.
You'll figure it out eventually, Ryan.
I didn't want to yell it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to break their curse for that kind of stuff.
And not all religions have afterlives either. There's tons of tons of pagan stuff doesn't. So
what was it? Was it a goat or something they had to bring on that for the baseball team for part of the curse? It was a.
I have no idea.
Like after the World Series, they brought a goat onto the field. There was some
sacrificed the goat.
No. There was some weird thing about the curse that they had.
Ryan, I said ghost.
No. But I'm going with the same thing where it's these the
ritual,
the ritual of it, and saying, hey, it's the spiritual side of it. Hey, this goat's gonna fucking cleanse the field of the evilness that's preventing them from winning.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Muslims are just ghost fuckers.
Ghost.
I just realized, maybe I've been hearing that wrong the whole time.
Oh, jeez. That's terrible.
Is it? Isn't it better than goat?
Well they have been caught on camera fucking goats.
Some of them. But people of all walks of life have been caught fucking goats.
Sure, white farmers fuck things.
Yeah.
All right, Dan. # not all Muslims. There you go.
Not all Muslims. And just a picture of a guy fucking a goat.
Ghost.
Oh, that
a
make
ghost
that meme.
Goat.
A goat ghost.
Oh,
yeah.
Throw them both in there.
I think we got another T-shirt.
Oh, jeez. Oh, James.
This is Sarah Ponte Rivera with the Satanic Temple's Grey Faction. You can learn more about Grey Faction at greyfaction.org or find us on our social media account on Twitter and Facebook. And you are listening to the Godless Rebelution.
More than one god, right? A pagan or a polytheistic is the other word. There's another term called henotheism, which I like, which is early proto-Muslims.
Henotheism.
Mm-hmm.
Henotheism.
Henotheism.
We know this isn't the patriarchy because henotheism.
Yeah. It's that.
Jesus. Sorry. Well, it's better than peggingism or whatever.
Peggingism. Now that's a whole thing. We have to talk about a different thing.
I'm not even drinking today. Sorry. Proto-Islam, right?
Yeah. So, which I guess that might be ideal to patriarchy. I don't fucking know.
But then when we have the Planets of the Apes rise up, they're going to have a religion too.
But maybe they'll like women. Maybe they will like women apes, and it'll be fine. And that's
maybe
fine.
if the bonobos rise up, we'll have
The bonobos
have
are
a
super
chance.
peaceful. They're cool. Let's do that. Let's hang with them. The chimp scene didn't
not
work.
the chimps. Yeah.
Let's go bonobo. Let's see how that rolls
Bonobos
for a
are a
while.
little rapey though.
Yes.
Or is it free love, man?
Well,
This is Phil Ferguson of the cleverly titled The Phil Ferguson Show, and thank God you're listening to the Godless Rebelution.
Number 4, one of the United States patriotic songs, Yankee Doodle, was originally sung by British military officers prior to the Revolution as a means to mock the disorganized American colonists who fought alongside them during the French and Indian Wars.
yeah, it was actually a way to call them kind of like prissy.
Well, and aren't Yankees like masturbators?
What? I don't know what either of you are talking about.
Well, the
having a yank.
Oh.
Isn't that what it was?
I don't know about that, but I know when they're talking about,
I think you're confusing that with Wanky Doodle.
like
another classic American song.
Probably. Oh, fuck, I'm tired. Sorry. Wait.
Just
somebody think of the poor churches.
Hi, this is James Hubert, author of Kissing Heck's Ass, and you're listening to the Godless Rebelution.
One of the couple had went in, ordered the cake, had it ordered, put the order in, and put their their deposit on it, their down payment.
Their down pot.
Yeah.
Yeah, saying that you have to run your business just like everybody else
isn't
impinging on your religious freedom.
It's following the fucking law.
Yeah, you're free to not have that business if you can't handle your business just like everybody else.
Yeah.
on an evil playing field. On an even playing field has to do with their business.
And I get if someone comes in and you think if they want to make a cake that's just a giant fucking cock, you're like, whoa, I don't agree with that.
Cock cake.
That's one thing.
Cock cake.
Like, no, I don't feel, that's not what we do here. We don't make cock cakes. We make boob cakes. We make pussy cakes, but we don't make cock cakes. We'd be like, okay, sorry, I'll go find a baker who makes cock cakes. But
bukkake cakes for Halloween.
Bukkake cakes.
Hi, this is David Silverman, president of American Atheists. Join us at www.atheists.org, and you are listening to the Godless Revolution.
Most of the people I know in Utah are Mormons. Does that mean I should be a Mormon?
But on the same hand, I hate when people are like, well, the majority rules.
Whoa, on the same hand even.
On the same hand. Not the other hand.
Not the other hand.
Because that's the same hand as being a bandwagon. But say everybody's like, majority rules.
A bandwagon.
Hey, don't mock how I say wagon.
Wagon.
Oh, I love how you both did it at the exact same time.
Wagon.
Drugs are just plain bad is another example. Same thing. I can't believe people eat dog. That's just gross. Why? Because it's a dog, of course. How can someone eat a dog? That sounds like an argument you would hear.
Yeah, and I would agree with that argument. I can't eat a pet.
Don't make it your pet first then.
Yeah.
But every dog.
Eat your neighbor's dog.
I couldn't even eat his.
Eat Dad's dog.
No, don't eat my dog.
Oh.
Don't eat my dog.
Then how would I get puppy time every week?
Gross.
He would always be with you.
Only for
there you go.
Only for like 24 hours, then I'd shit him out.
Does it feel good when my intestines pet you?
Jesus. That was dark.
Yeah, I was like, that got dark really quick.
This is Dr. Dan, Matt's boss from the Two Skeptical Chaps podcast, and you are listening to the Godless Revolution. Oh shit, did I say I mean Rebelution. Bloody Americans fucking up the language. You can edit that, right, Spike?
So you guys may remember Kevin McCarthy as, the asshole who during the lead up to the votes
election.
Yeah, during the election. Jesus Christ. Sorry, I'm getting foggy.
You don't let Russian spies in the Oval Office, you fucking nitwit.
Oh yes, I have several cough drops that I will just place at strategic locations around the office, okay? In case I have cough later.
No joke. So you saw them ask his man, Trump's guy, say, "Hey, so did the Russians plant any bugs in the Oval Office?" And his response was, "I don't know."
It doesn't really matter. We tell them everything anyway. But why would they have to plant any bugs? That seems silly.
So they're
oh no.
So they're clearly eager to demonstrate that. It's not my night tonight, guys.
Show note: Matt can't read on Tuesday.
Not a reading day for me.
It is a Tuesday, not a weird day.
I'm Bryce Barkenagel. Have you ever wondered if Joseph Smith was drugging the early Mormons? Turns out it might be possible when you have a fantastic congregation that is witnessing angels floating around in the rafters and think that the temple is on fire and they're running out in the snow and writhing around on the ground naked. Yeah, as it turns out, drugs might be the best explanation. Be sure to check out my Sunstone Symposium presentation on the Joseph Smith entheogen theory by punching that into any YouTube browser. And thank you so much for checking that out, and be sure to check out the Naked Mormonism podcast. This is the Godless Rebelution.
It's a slippery slope. The government's going to start... it's all the fucking paranoid conspiracy bullshit.
Thinking that...
Well, those people shouldn't have them anyway.
You're absolutely right.
It's the people that think the government's going to come disarm me and they're going to put me in a fucking camp at Walmart and I'm going to be turned into a slave for the fucking Illuminati or some bullshit.
Yeah, it's an entire subculture part of this country that have the personality of Ted Kaczynski and the combined IQ of Ted Kaczynski.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
Thank you to everybody who has rated the show on iTunes and Stitcher and are following us on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. And to all our Patreon patrons, you make the show possible.
They jump on you like a fucking cheetah in heat.
Well, my name's Billy, and I don't want my gun taken away because my friend right here next to me name's Fred. Me and Fred go shooting all the time. I know you can't see Fred. I know you can't see him, but he's my best shooting buddy, and I don't want my guns taken away.
Can I just make a physical judgment? He's kind of creepy.
He is a bit creepy.
And I think part of it's that he's a pastor, and that just always bugs me out a little bit. But
yeah.
Is it because he's bald and wearing glasses?
Probably. That's probably it. You're right. I think you hit on something there. He's kind of tall too.
But he doesn't have a curly mustache.
True.
So you're
never
okay,
shave
right?
the mustache.
He walked outside and closed the door on his wife, who was just staring at the camera crew through the glass storm door.
She's giving that thing a death stare.
Counseling a young man with a drug problem. Okay. And it did turn strange, but it wasn't my doing. Okay. And I was adamant that I'm not participating in that way.
Why was he in the back seat of his own vehicle?
And why did he have nylon rope in the back seat of his own vehicle?
And why do you have to get naked to help someone with a drug problem?
Yeah. I'm confused.
And why were they alone? And why were they not,
Yeah.
in his living room if he was...
if he's just counseling someone with a drug problem, why are they meeting clandestinely in his car
on a Friday night in the back seat?
Right. Or if the drug guy wanted to be at that specific place, bring skinny Roseanne Barr with you.
Yeah. I mean, I've never been to
his wife
drug
does look like Roseanne Barr.
which is coming back.
The show's coming back? I saw they're doing like a reunion.
They already filmed the show.
Huh.
A new season.
Well, I saw that they were doing a reunion. I didn't know they were doing a new season.
Oh, yeah. New season of Roseanne.
She's fucking crazy.
It tackles Trump.
She's wackadoodle.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of her? Like, she's big into conspiracy theories and shit.
I haven't heard. I know she's a big Trump supporter.
And she's from Utah.
I know.
Went to West High, I want to say.
Well, she was the what do you call it? The Pride Parade where you're like the head,
she was the Grand Marshal.
The Grand Marshal, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Derailment achieved.
And so that's when the police pulled up and they assumed things. But
What else would they assume? You've got a naked, like totally fucking naked
tied
guy
up
in your car while you are in the back seat. You have rope in your car with which he tied himself up.
Well, not himself. It was bullshit. You can't tie yourself up like that.
Like what? Well, it doesn't
like
say...
even if his hands were tied.
Yeah.
How do you tie your own hands up? You need one hand to do the knots.
The other thing that is not necessarily being reported, that would have made it much less of an assumption on the police's part, is we don't know if these two men had erections when the police got there. If they did, there's a lot less assumption happening.
We do need an erection report.
Jewish and Muslim leaders, however, have called the bill an attack on religious freedom.
They're going to do an attack.
This super Jewy Jew guy says that you are about to attack Judaism in a way that concerns Jews all over the world.
The whole art of practicing your faith in general, like that's the main part of your faith, is your faith itself, not mutilating a child's genitals.
And wasn't there something about like the chosen people thing and like a birthright of some sort?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that a central right?
Well, God can only see them if they have that bit of foreskin removed. Other than that, they're completely cloaked.
Yeah. It's a different kind of loophole.
They're hooded. They're totally incognito. Incognito.
The boys in the hood. Okay, well.
I was going to try to throw in a ninja joke, but I couldn't think of it.
Well, and who knows? I mean, maybe his generation will be the generation that
it's odd to be circumcised.
Yeah, that it's weird to be circumcised now, and everybody's going to look at all the circumcised kids and go, Jew, 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 Jew.
1, 2, 3.
Why do they have such a huge problem with allowing the child to wait until they're of age to make their own informed consent as to whether they want their genitalia mutilated?
Mm-hmm. Okay. You should have asked me if you got 10% off if you cut it off.
That would be a dick move.
Then you tell him keep the tip.
Yeah.
Looks like somebody has a case of the moon days. And
she wanted one thing.
It's also Charwin Darwell's birthdays.
Charwin
Darwell's.
How much rum have I had already? Jesus Christ.
Not as much as normal.
No, it's fucking Darwin Day. Well, thank you very much, sir.
Thanks, man.
Take care.
What a super nice guy.
Don't forget the clock.
I'm not going to forget the clock. We're talking about after the interview time, man.
What? I forget that every fucking time.
Ryan's like, interview's over. The show's done. Time to go home.
No, I just want to make sure we stay on time. I'm the timekeeper.
Yeah, you are. You had to remind me to start the timer.
I know. So I figured I'd have to remind you to pause the timer.
Yeah,
we were
you
a couple
did,
minutes
but
into it, yeah.
Just at the wrong time. Timekeeper.
Yeah.
The article's headline says Texas Jesus fucking Christ.
Agricultural.
Yeah, agricultural.
The agricultural commissioner pens essay praising slaveholder Confederate president during Black History Month. Which is, if you're going to do it, why not? If you're going to say something this fucking terrible, why not do it during Black History Month?
Exactly.
Just go all the way. Go whole hog, right? Texas Agriculture Commissioner Sid Miller took a tone-deaf approach to Black History Month by praising Jefferson Davis, a slaveholder and president of the Confederacy.
President of the Confederacy, he shouldn't have anything to do with this country.
Except for a war memorial.
We shouldn't even have that.
According to you, he should. We've had this debate.
No, I said soldiers.
Soldiers.
Confederate soldiers. He was a Confederate soldier.
Well, he's a general. It's a little different. We don't give him. I have no problem with a German soldier having a memorial, but I have a problem with Hitler having one.
Mm-hmm.
You would be fine with having Nazi grave sites memorialized on U.S. soil?
No, like in Germany, I'm saying. Like a foot soldier, I see no problem with, but the leaders of the shithole fucking stuff they did.
The leaders is bad.
The guys who knew what was going on shouldn't get moralized. The people who were just following orders because they didn't have a choice.
Oh, the Nuremberg defense. Okay.
Well, no, the people that were...
I was just following orders.
Mm-hmm.
No, but they were the ones that were leading that shit.
We'll just agree to disagree. Lots of people told Donald Trump that his pursuit of the presidency was folly. He announced his candidacy anyhow. He announced his candidacy.
Is Kansas City?
You have a tiny little flaccid penis.
The whole weirdness around some of the what seemed to be very pagan type elements with the seer stone and the Jupiter talisman and the bloodstone and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'd be careful with pagan. I'd say occult.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Whatever. All those fuckers.
Yeah, that's the total Mormon history nerd in me. Just like, no, I'm a pedant. Damn it.
No, you're absolutely right. Yeah. And then just completely fucking up all the flora and fauna. Just completely, like almost everything, every animal and plant he mentions is just fucking wrong. Totally wrong.
Everything, yeah.
And like wheat and barley. No, dude, it was like maize and squash. Or, horses and elephants. No, it's like fucking goats and tapirs.
Taperback rider.
Yeah. Nice.
That sounds like a rock band. Yeah, I'm also surprised they found a rock while digging in the ground.
a rock? I know, right? How the fuck did it get there?
I'm surprised they didn't run into some of the shields and swords and stuff from the battle at the end of, was it Ether? Right? That's the right area, isn't it?
It's the same area, yeah. I mean, there should be 2 million dead Native American bodies on that hill Cumorah.
Yeah.
Fully armored, chariots, all the whole gambit, but nope.
It should be lousy with steel swords and shields and stuff.
Yeah. There should be a whole section of that state that you can't build houses because you just hit metal when you try to dig,
There's not ground. I'm sorry, hang on, guys, 1 second.
Oh, the Barkenagel got free.
Barkenagel. Nice! I haven't heard that one yet. That was beautiful. The entire fucking globe and convert it to a Mormon theocracy, and thus usher in the new reign of Jesus. Zion, baby. That's restorationism for you.
Well, then what's he going to do with all the inhabitants of the sun and stuff?
They're already Mormons. I mean, they dress as Quakers. Yeah, they're already converted.
Oh, all right.
I believe it was Joseph Smith that said that there are people living on the moon and they look like Quakers. And I thought it was Brigham Young who said that there are inhabitants that live on the surface of the sun. I was always taught that Earthlings were the only humans in the entire universe who were evil enough to kill our own savior. Uh-huh. So that's why Heavenly Father decided to send Jesus here, because if he sent Jesus to the moon, the Quakers weren't going to kill him because the Quakers are nice. But he had to send us to Earth for those Jews to kill him because those are the only people evil enough to kill their savior.
Wait, why are you hesitating?
I was going to say, of course the Quakers are happy on the moon. There's plenty of cheese there.
Not everyone's from Wisconsin, right?
Well, the moon's made of cheese, so it's like an endless supply.
Cheese of their own make. It's like Mormon wine.
All along they've been worshiping Jesus.
Brought it back around. Nice. Mormonism at some level believes that when you die, you are resurrected. If you are the super, power Mormon, third degree of the celestial kingdom, you're a 33rd degree Mormon, right? You get your own planet, but at some extent, you don't instantly get that planet as soon as you are resurrected. You have to learn in order to be granted your planet. Like, you learn from the other gods of other planets of how to run your planet, and then you get your planet, your first planet. And
you never get a black belt, you get a white and delightsome belt.
Yeah.
Unless you're in the Middle East, you're not carrying a fucking gun. And when you're doing military training, most times you're shooting blanks.
I'm shooting blanks.
Yeah.
Well,
I got fixed years and years and years ago.
Dude, there's a vast difference between what he's talking about and you're talking about.
Yeah.
Vast difference.
I'm talking about where you put a red tip on the gun. Shove more God in your holes.
News hound.
Oh man, are we a morning radio show now?
Yes.
Got to make some fart noises and honks and stuff.
I'll take a virgin, Shirley Temple.
Well, I guess I was always under the understanding that when it was back in the like the mafia days down
Are you
there,
writing a rap or something?
Yeah. That the LDS Church had a lot of money down there with the mobsters and stuff in Vegas and the casinos and the hotels and.
Well, they're very opportunistic, so
Yes.
whenever they see somewhere
They can make money.
a boom, they're like,
Even
oh,
if
we're
it's-
going to buy property out there because people are going to want to buy it.
That's true. Should we jump into this one?
Yes.
Jump in.
This comes from the religious news service, the flunking sainthood
RNS.
segment. Sounds like a casino.
It did, didn't it? Well, this appears to have locked up the deal. I hope it goes away.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Well, is it?
It's just.
It's still recording.
Yeah, it's still recording.
Has this already been saved or no?
No.
So we could lose it?
Potentially. Possibly.
Huh.
Da 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 da.
Oh fuck.
It'll figure some shit out here in a minute, I think. Oh yeah,
good.
it went away.
Yay! My
Uh,
procrastination kept me from messaging you in time for the show.
wait, do it again because I was talking over you a bit.
Whoa.
Start over, Ryan.
Okay, pause. My
Yeah,
procrastination.
start over, Ryan.